make sure, make sure that. Oh, hey, Rod, don't close it right now. Make sure the audience get the link. Oh, you already posted this channel? Oh, okay. I just want to make sure they got the link to the live. Share, copy. I got it right here. Private. Let's see like that.
That? What was that buzzing noise, bro? You got like jet fighters flying by your house?
Oh, me? Not me.
Yeah, I heard that. Like you got some kind of and scramjet type of flying machine flying by your house.
I appreciate you, Rob, man. Thank you, dog.
Huh?
Yeah. And I was over there still talking to Rob. I was still attached to his thing, man. Yeah, man. Keep this thing going for maybe like another hour or two. I got a little time.
Shit, I'm trying to simulcast. You ain't set me up like that, bro.
I don't even know how to do that shit. How you do that? Simulcast.
I don't know.
Can
Put
you
me
guys
in
I
hear
got
me?
it right. I got it. Hold on. It says, oh yeah, you can. I can send
Baby
another.
L, can you
Say
hear me?
get.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
HB and
Yeah, we can hear
Ron.
you.
Okay, I'm
We can hear
gonna
you.
put myself on mute real quick.
So I just create this link right here. You can be able to simulcast if you got.
Yeah, there you go.
StreamYard. That's
Yeah.
StreamYard.
I got everything, bro. I actually playing around with Streamlabs. I told you that. What we calling this one? Chopping it up for what?
Hold on. Private chat.
Chopping up travel. Now we got to keep this one clean, right?
Now we can go in.
Oh, you don't care about monetization, brother? You just got worthy of it. You better protect that shit.
No, I mean you can't be talking too crazy, but we can go in a little bit.
Okay.
Shit, all my other live streams, they moderate. I mean, it's not too crazy. Shit, if they want to demonetize me, they would have goddamn did it on those lives.
I'm putting Africa. I'm putting Philippines. I'm putting hashtags on my shit, bro.
That's what's up.
I
All
said,
right.
Danny, damn, Danny dropped in fast as hell. Danny, where you come from, bro? Appreciate you, dog. Salute, man. Danny
That's
checking
what's
in.
up. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and
What's
try to
going on,
share
man?
this. I'm gonna try to share this as well in the WhatsApp groups that I was in. Try to see if some guys join, man. There's a lot of travelers in our WhatsApp group that me and Rob, and we're in two of them. Back to the motherland and back to Africa. You know what I mean? Actually, that's where I met Rob. Rob in that group. You know what I mean? I met him in the motherland group first. And then one of the administrator in the motherland group kicked out one dude. He created his own back to Africa group. You know what I mean? And Rob is in both of those groups. I'm only in two WhatsApp groups. I don't, I'm not in any of the South American ones or anything like that, or Asian ones. Yeah, bro, I'm all about the motherland, bro. Yeah, I mean, like I've had the best experiences over there. You know what I'm saying? The most.
Hold on, I'm gonna go grab something to drink.
Okay.
Man, I haven't even got there, and that shit seems like
You
it's
love it
crazy.
already, huh?
Man, what? Like I'm just loving the vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. It's
Man,
yo. It's it's funny, man. Our world is becoming smaller. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, the first time I ever went to the motherland was it was 2010. I was on R&R on deployment. I was on R&R on deployment. I was stationed, what was that? Camp something in fucking Kuwait. You know, we were doing convoy. I was in the Florida Army National Guard. We were doing convoy escort security, right? We were a CS team or whatever. You know, guarding the motherfucking greens and whites coming in and out of Iraq. You know what I mean? When we were drawing down, you know what I'm saying? We were drawing down in 2010, Operation Iraq. In fact, I saw, this is the crazy thing. I was in the service for 23 years. I saw when fucking Operation Iraqi Freedom started. I was in theater, you know what I'm saying? And March 17th, March 17th, 2003 is when fucking the war started. I was there back in January. And then fucking I was there when Operation Iraqi Freedom ended, and again it became Enduring Freedom, because Iraqi Freedom became Enduring Freedom, and after that point in time, I was there for that shit, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was crazy. Like,
What branch were you in?
I was Army.
branch
I
were
was
you in?
Army. Yeah, I was Army.
Oh, okay.
I was Army. Yeah, I was so my MOS initially was 98 Juliet. I was a what do you call it, ELINT analyst. And then they started merging the 98 series into what they call the 35 series, because they matched
Okay.
they made our MOS's matched our officers ranks. So our officers MOS was always 35 whatever. You know what I mean? 35 November,
Right,
35
right.
Kilo, whatever. So like they started merging, so they started making us 35 series or what have you. I got out in 2004. I got out in 2004. I joined the Florida Army National Guard, and then I did what they call like a SIGINT operator. You know, I mean, we didn't really do shit because we was in the guard. You know, we was nasty girls. You know what I'm saying? We was
Right.
in the guard. So you know what I'm saying. So from 04 to 08, because I still had a secret clearance. Cause, you know what I'm saying? Because my I had a top secret clearance, SCI, for like 5 years. That's a 5-year win. So that went from 97 to 2004, I want to say. And then my secret lasted for 10 years. And then I think it ended in 2007. So in 2008, I had to, either, what I'm saying, renew my clearance or fucking reclass. And I was like, at this point in time, bro, I had a bunch of fucking debt. I had been to jail a few times, on the civilian shit, fucking with bitches and shit. So I was just like, you know what? I'm not even going to try. I don't want to go through that whole fucking process. I think it was a SF-95 or some shit they called it. I ain't want to fucking go through that process anymore. I was like, yo, you know what? This made me a grunt. I'll just be 11 Bravo, bro. It's like, I just want to do something simple. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Yeah. So I went through 11 Bravo school, not at Fort Benning. They made, because I was a nasty girl. I was a National Guard. They had to do it. They had, because they ain't gonna send you to a 4-month fucking, AIT all over again. It was like a 2-week, cram school or whatever. And I did that at fucking Fort Blanding in Florida. You know what I mean? And I was 11 Bravo until I got out in 2020. You know what I mean? So that's my experience. You know what I'm saying? I did one deployment with the Florida National Guard. I did one deployment when I was active duty as a MI guy. And, and that's that. That's how that went.
Right. That's awesome,
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah.
So we all put our time in. I know that much.
Yeah, I know, right? But we probably got 70 years experience between the three of us.
Well, I did 8. I did 8 straight up, and I could have done more, but I had an incident with my brother passing away, so I told the base general he needed to get me out.
Oh, okay.
So I elected to get out early. I did 6 my first enlistment. That's how serious I was about the military.
Yeah.
So I was already re-up to do 10 before my brother got shot and killed.
Oh,
as a civilian, not even military.
My condolences, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It's all good, brother. I mean, it was unfortunate circumstances, but we wound up suing the police and won $7 million from my nephew.
Oh,
it was a jealousy thing where my brother owned a security company. He had over 50 cars and a huge, black Indian in Kansas town. The local cops are jealous because he's winning contracts off of their moonlighting. And he wanted to become a cop. They didn't want him. So he said, okay, you want me to be a cop? I'll do you one better. I'll go open my own security company. He also was a bounty hunter. So he was attached to U.S. Marshals as a bounty hunter. So he one-upped them, and they got jealous over that shit.
They marked him.
It came to a head. in front
Wow.
of 70 witnesses
Wow.
inside of a like a TGI Friday type of a bar place with kids,
Right.
everybody in there
Uh-huh.
on a Friday night of all times. These cops are stupid as fuck, bro.
Yeah. Wow, bro.
Yeah, hold on for a second.
That's crazy, man. I'm sorry that your family had to go through that, bro.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
Yeah.
it disrupted a lot of things because I know things that have been different if he had lived. You know, I probably would have done my 20 or at least 15 before I got out, and then probably helped him in his business while I grew my own. You know?
Right. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Hey, are we getting people coming over or what?
Yeah.
I see people coming in. Yeah, I see quite a few people I know.
Hold on about it.
Yeah, I'm on my phone. I'm in my car in my backyard.
Trying to turn this damn light down. Shit. There we go.
Yeah, bro, you looking a little bright, light bright over there.
So HB, where you originally from, bro?
Georgia.
Georgia. I'm from the D, man. I live in Detroit. I'm from Detroit.
That's what's up.
And Ronan, you from Kansas?
Nah, bro, I'm originally from Baltimore, Maryland.
Oh,
I'm a Baltimore, Maryland kid. I'm product of that, but I moved out pretty early.
Hold on for
8 years old.
Hold on for a second. Hold on for a second.
Okay.
Let me I need to do my introduction. Hey, what's up, everybody, man? It's your boy HB Go Global. Hey, we here for another live. Hey, I thank y'all I appreciate y'all for coming over. This is a continuation from another live from No Excuse Entertainment. You know, so I appreciate Rob for letting me come on and chop it up with him. These the fellas right here came over with me. So if y'all get a chance, also make sure y'all give a shout out to No Excuse Entertainment. Y'all go over and subscribe to his channel if y'all don't know who he is. But I appreciate you guys for coming in. I got some of my strong followers that started me from the beginning. Danny, man, salute to Danny, and salute to Ronan Travel for coming through. What's your name? JBL. We got JBL.
Yeah, JBL. Yep.
JBL in the building. Let me put his name. What happened to the names? So, okay. Gotta turn that off though. But yeah, man, I appreciate these guys, man, coming through, man. Salute to these guys, man. Both of these guys, military vets, man. JBL, Army vet, Ronan Travels, Marine vet, fellow Marine vet, man. Salute to these fellas, man. Previously, we was talking about Africa. This is the kind of a continuation of this Africa thing. But if y'all want to catch
because you Africa whipped.
Yeah, man. Right now I am, man. What's up? Hey, got a package?
Hey, that's the best whip to be, bro. That's the best whip to be is to be whipped in the motherland, man. Go back, honestly, bro, we gonna restart the Marcus Garvey movement right here, bro. the UNIA, bro, United Negro Improvement Association, bro. We gonna restart it over, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? Dr. Umar, I feel you about that school, but we doing the real work right now, bro. we let some veterans come into play, man.
Yeah.
You know, we gonna lead the way, man. We the tip of the spear, as they say. You know what I'm saying? Get us back to the motherland.
Hey man, salute to Mr. G 1804. He said I did the National Guard after active duty too, man. Yes, Mr. G, man. So we got Uncle Guns in the building, man. Ronan Travel, salute, bro. Yes, indeed.
What's up?
We got these guys coming through. Say,
what's 11 Bravo, 11 Bang Bang? You don't know about the 11 Bang Bang? Okay, it's an infantry soldier. We close with it, destroy and neutralize the enemy. You know what I mean? That's what we do. The foot soldiers. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Yeah, Uncle Guns is a Navy man. Everybody in here is pretty much military. Sorry, I think both of them.
Yeah, man. I got my first super chat from some veteran, man. I never seen him again. He never popped up again, man. Some dude it was my first, like, I think it was my third live or something like that. Dude dropped me like $10, man. Super chat. Nah, send me cash out, man. And I haven't seen him since, man. But I was love though.
That's what's up, man. We gotta support, bro. What, man? I was watching this morning. I want to say it was ABC, bro. I was watching something on ABC, and they were talking about it's been like 20 something years since the I don't know if it was Fallujah, maybe it was Raqqa. I can't remember. It was one of those campaigns that happened right after the freaking right after the invasion. You know what I mean? And these veterans that got together, some of them hadn't seen each other for 20 some plus years. You know what I mean, man? It's just wild, bro.
Do y'all keep up with your units? Do y'all have like Facebook pages keeping up with your units?
Actually, I don't, man.
No, I don't. A lot of units I didn't like the
Yeah, exactly.
We had a couple of guys that I was cool with, man, but you know what I'm saying, I fell out with those guys over the years, man. Matter of fact, I was the one that was trying to maintain these relationships, but you know what I'm saying, after a while, man, dudes don't hit me up, man. I start hitting them up, and they gonna tell us I'm acting funny. I'm like, nigga, look, I ain't finna be the one that's trying to maintain these friendships, man.
Yeah, a
lot sense of being rah-rah if everybody else ain't trying to be rah-rah with you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the cats that I served with that were my subordinates, man, a lot of them, you know what I'm saying? Like one guy, he died in a car accident. A couple of dudes passed away from suicide. You know what I mean? So these are my National Guard.
I had this one guy that I was stationed with in DC, man. This dude done went to damn prison, killed the dude down in Florida because his wife cheated. I'm like, bro, I don't understand why dudes get mad and try to kill or try to fight the dude because your wife being a 304, man.
Hey man, it comes down to, you know, a lot of people didn't have they didn't have older brothers, or they didn't have like red pill awareness. Like we were, you know, especially like me and Ronan, we're close. I mean, well, brother, you're a little bit older than me. You're 56, I'm 40, I'm 44, 45.
Okay.
But like, you know how it was when we came up, bro. It was like, it was all shit been in us to serving females, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? You know, it was all love, you know, girls with sugar and spice and everything nice. HB, all have the luxury of seeing all the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Before, like, you know, when, you know, single mothers and hoes and you know what I mean? Like that shit wasn't, you know what I mean? That wasn't standard.
Yeah.
When me and Ronan was coming up, bro. No, it was, you know, it was like, you know, I remember my daddy, dude, he used to love motherfucking Temptations. Treat her like a lady. You know what I mean? Pull out, you know, put something on the coat with, you know, treat her like a lady. Like that at one point in time, like that was the black community, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? We was in tune with our women. You know what I'm saying? You was trying to swoon a girl, you know what I'm saying? So that, you know, that's a whole different concept. Now, you know what I mean? Nowadays we in the era of Sexy Red and, you know what I mean, and Pop My P and all that type of crap, you know, Luke, you know, that first I would say Luke and all of them first started all of that. Then the female versions came out, you know, in the late 90s with Eve and with Little Kim and Foxy Brown, and that brought us sexy, you know, city girls and what is articulated and translated to now, you know what I mean, where y'all generation like kind of see this as like, yo, I ain't really fuck, like this is some BS, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of dudes are raised up in this, you know, this fictional fantasy that women are just nice and everything's, you know, sugar and spice and everything nice. You know what I'm saying? And they get caught up in that. And really, women are just like men, bro. They manipulate, they cheat. You know what I'm saying? They do all the things that, you know what I'm saying, that
women actually cheat more than men. It's already proven that women cheat more than men.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And then guys later on, after they got a wife and a couple of kids in, you know what I mean? And it's just like, oh my God. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of dudes can't handle that, man. They spaz out.
Man, listen, you know, look, I learned my lesson when I was a teenager, boy. You know, some girls like, who broke your heart? Man, I learned female nature as a teenager, but these motherfuckers ain't shit, boy.
Yeah, it's a lot quicker now. That's the point of me even bringing all this up. It's a lot quicker now than what it was in our generation. I remember the first time there was a guy in my unit. He was a staff sergeant, and he was living off post. And him and his wife were having some issue or whatever, and they made a move back into fucking post. Now imagine that. You living off post, that's like an advance. And you know, when you a soldier or a military guy, you living off post, you got your own place. The military's paying in with basic allowance of housing, BAH, so on and so forth. But because your wife is out there doing whatever, the commander can come, you know what I mean? Whether she's sleeping with dudes, going, you know what I mean? You out in the field, you know what I'm saying? You know, doing bivouacs with it. Because back when I came in was in the late 90s. It was no wars. So mofos went to the field. You know what I mean? But I was an intel soldier, so we never went to the field. But we was always at the NCO club, you know, on the weekend. And we always knew when the 25th ID was out in the field, you know what I'm saying, or certain units was out in the field, because the wives would come up. The wives would show up to the NCO club, and you know, we garrison soldiers.
Too.
In exchange,
that was a damn shame too.
Right, you know what I'm saying? You know, so you know, we garrison soldiers, so you know what I'm saying, we sleeping with wives. I'm not me personally, but you know what I'm saying, but I saw it, you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, I ain't trying to marry no bitch in this shit. Fuck that. that was the lesson that I learned. So this staff sergeant had to move back into the barracks because something happened between him and his wife. You know what I mean? And dude ended up killing himself, man. He ended up killing himself in the fucking barracks. He shot himself in the fucking barracks, bro. I don't know all the, you know, what all that was, what he was going through with his wife, nonetheless, but it was enough to drive him to the point to where, like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? He ended his life. You know what I'm saying? And that let me know from that. Right. And this is, like I said, this is before we weren't in Iraq at this time. This is like 1998, 1999. You know what I'm saying? And I just knew there. I was like, man, these bitches, you know, they got power over us. You know what I'm saying? A civilian. You know what I mean? Because his wife was civilian. She wasn't in the military. And you know what I mean? They got power over us, bro. And I was like, at that point in four, I knew that I never wanted to be a active duty military dude, you know what I'm saying, married to a civilian chick or another military person. I'm like, nah, that's not for me, bro. It's not for me. I started getting these lessons at that point.
Yeah, I was getting lessons too, man. You know how it's like that through all the branches, man. Shoot, they warn you. They say, hey, boy, like, don't get married. You know what I'm saying? But dudes, they be in love with this week. They're high school sweethearts. They got to put a ring on it, and motherfuckers learn the hard way. You know what I'm saying?
What I saw a lot was like cats meet up in AIT. You know what I'm saying? And AIT, when you learning your job and shit, and you know, they fall in love with a chick or whatever, and it's like, okay, well, we could both get married and live off post. And then that shit turned out, you know, because this motherfuckers are always coming at your bitch because there's so many, we used to call them desert queens or whatever, even prior to going to the desert. You know what I'm saying? The male to female ratio is so little. Like, see what I'm saying? So at an early age, because I joined the military when I was 17, bro. My mom had to sign me in. I turned fucking 18 5 months after being in the service. I turned 18. Wow. I joined in 96. That's when I first went to MEPS, rose my hand and all of that. I was in the delayed entry program. I graduated high school. A week later, I was fucking in basic training. You know what I'm saying? Then I was in basic training. You know what I mean? Freaking went to AIT in Fort Huachuca, Arizona. You know what I'm saying? And so at that point in time, you know, but even in basic, because basic at that 97 in basic, my basic at Fort Leonard Wood was co-ed. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't an infantry soldier. I was, you know what I'm saying? I was a military intelligence, and, you know, but we were there with all of the CSS, the combat service support guys, right? You know what I'm saying? So we not like Fort Benning is like all infantry, it's all male. But at the time, it was all male, right? But if you were in the combat service support, you was a cook, you was a mechanic, you was a driver, whatever. They had co-ed fucking basics. Niggas was fucking in basic, bro. You know what I'm saying? Niggas was fucking the bitches in basic because they was in the same dorms as us. You know what I'm saying? I started seeing female nature at that point in time, like, wow, bro. You know what I mean? Like, this is what we doing. You know what I'm saying? You start seeing the horror stories, you know, cats go ahead and get married to their chick that they met in AIT. They go to their first duty station because they married, they living off post, but you know what I'm saying? Dude get caught up, shit get caught up. You know what I mean? Messing with whoever, you know, because, you know, when you first come in, you know, you E1s, E2s, E3s, E4s, but you got the NCOs, you know what I'm saying? Oh, this fresh meat. We trying to fuck this little bitch. You know what I mean? You know, like Ronan, I felt you was like, yo, you never been in the military. You don't know what the fuck be going on in the barracks. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I know.
It gets wild.
Yeah, I know. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you be like, you can't trust no hoes. You start learning it. Yeah, so like that's why military dudes are kind of advanced. Like we were red pill before red pill became a thing. You know what I mean? Because we saw how this shit worked. You know what I'm saying? When the male sexual dynamic is off because it's so little females to so many males, and how that shit kind of they blow their head up. And, you know, multiple niggas trying to talk to the same bitch and they get into fights and blah, blah, blah. You know, we saw, you know what I mean? I peeped that shit out early. But that's one thing I was like, I ain't never want to mess with no military chick. You know what I mean? I'm going to mess with a bitch off base. You know what I'm saying? And nobody even know. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to mess with, you know, all y'all niggas done fucked the same bitch and all that shit. Like, I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about monetary.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Keep some profanity down.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro.
You can let it slide a little bit, but not too much though.
We had a thing. I don't know what you called it, but we had a thing called a receiving barracks. Typically, most guys would know when new people were coming on the base to the receiving barracks. In a minute, especially in 29 Palms, California, is a high desert above Palm Springs. Especially when people came into that base, pretty much all the guys knew when there was a couple WMs coming in because they were lined up just to take a look to see who it was. Then it was a battle to see who was going to attack that person first. You know what I'm saying? But it was a school, an electronic school where I was at. But most of those chicks, man, they lived on the 4th floor, and it became a proposition type of thing. And this is even back in the early 80s. You know, so they were even selling trim back then.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow. Yeah. It's crazy, bro.
They already knew. They were the few, the proud, the Marines sitting there, and there's barely enough women to go around. They pretty much had their pick. You know what I'm saying? And then some.
Yeah, that's why I never chased none of the military chicks, man, because I just didn't like the fact, man, them ugly looking chicks, man, be trying to have the nerve to tell you no. I'm like, what the hell?
Right.
Like, you know who all smashing all the time?
And they thought they had some pull too.
They should be happy I'm talking to you.
It's like,
so you should be privileged that I'm talking to your ugly, dusty ass.
Right.
Man. Yeah, that's why I didn't too much mess with the chicks in the barracks, man. Like when the ones I did mess with, I was fortunate to have a duty station where I was stationed next to the Navy chicks. So, you know, the Navy chicks, they love bad boy. You know, females like bad boys. So the Marines bad boys. So we was running through the Navy chicks like it was nothing.
That's what we're saying in the other live is like most dudes, if you have not put on a policeman, a fireman, or some type of military type of service uniform and see the difference in the way you're being received by women, but it's some kind of mental fantasy for a woman to sleep with a man in a uniform. All of them.
Yeah, boy. Especially when I was in damn DC, boy. Your boy had them dress whites, boy. Hold on, let me show y'all.
Oh yeah, them dress whites are sharp. The Marine Corps dress whites.
Man, the Marines got some good ass uniforms. Both the Navy and the Marines have dope uniforms.
When I was stationed in DC, man, I was fortunate enough to goddamn wear them dress whites because they only allow the enlisted to wear them goddamn the whites, man.
What your officers wore?
The officers wear the same these whites right here, but the enlisted we can only wear the blue trousers. But in DC, Marine Barracks, everything, I was a ceremonial unit, so we get to wear the enlisted get to wear the whites, boy. You talking about, boy, I used to be snatching them up, boy. They shocking the nigga, boy.
Oh yeah, anything around DC wearing them, bro. You didn't want to take your uniform off until it was time to do what you need to do. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
You kept them on, you know, because man, that's one good looking uniform right there, bro. It gives you all kind of access, access.
Man, man, you just don't imagine how much, man. Listen, how much cut.
All kind of access. That's all I can say.
Man, I'll smash everything. Don't tell me shit.
And then again, like I said, like he was saying, the Marine Corps had that military kind of like bad boy persona anyway.
Yeah.
And yeah, we would tear up a town. We could tear up a town pretty much between the group of us, drinking till the wee hours of the morning, going home drunk, getting back up, running PT the very next morning, no big deal. But we were off the chain.
Man, shout out to Bijan, man. Bang. It's my guy out there in Thailand, man. He always be showing your boy some love. You know what I'm saying? Since day one. That's my guy,
what's
man.
up. That's what's up.
Thailand vets.
Yes, that's the one thing, man, that I give to the Navy, bro, and to the Marines. Like, y'all really travel, bro. Like, Army, we don't travel like that. We had either Germany, you know, I was stationed in Hawaii, you know what I'm saying, you know, but we got bases on, I was stationed. That was my first. I was at
I was at Hawaii too.
Yeah, you were in Hawaii too, in
Kaneohe Bay.
Kaneohe Bay. Yeah, I'm sorry, Kaneohe Bay. Yeah. I'm saying I was Schofield Barracks.
Okay.
Yep, Schofield. Yep, I was at Schofield Barracks, and I think it was Air Force was Hickam, and then you obviously had Pearl Harbor for the Navy.
Right.
But yeah, man, like, you know what I'm saying, I was lucky enough to have that as my first active duty station, and then I had MacDill Air Force Base because I was an MI soldier, so I was at JICSA, Joint Intelligence Center, CENTCOM.
Okay.
And then that's when I left the service after I left the active duty service after that, and that's when I joined the Florida.
Did you write the reports on top secret clearances? Did you write all those reports?
Well, yeah. So like I did. So I worked on the thing that, man, this is going way back because you're talking about 2001 to 2003, 2004. So because again, I was an intel soldier. So at that point in time, when I was active duty, I was intel. So I was MI, military intelligence, and so we, you know, I was what they call it, intelligence, intelligence analyst, right, and ELINT analyst. So pretty much like we're, you know what I'm saying, we had satellites, you know, in low elliptical orbit and high elliptical orbit that freaking suck in all the radar freaking signals, and those signals got converted into these things called electronical intelligence notations, or LNOTs. So LNOTs, you know what I'm saying? So in the computer it tells you, okay, we know that based on this particular type of radar, this particular type of surface to air missile or Scud or something like that.
Don't give too much up now. Don't give too much up.
I mean, you know, man, this is 20-something plus years old intel, bro. This is like so old.
I understand, bro.
Yeah, but that's what it was. That's what it was. You know what I'm saying?
No, I was in comms too. I was in comms too, and I had a top secret. Okay. I used to read the intel messages. That's why I said, did you write them? Because I used to sit there and read them when I was bored. Yeah.
Nah, I wasn't writing, like, cause that's human intelligence, right? Like human intelligence, you got people like actually, you know what I'm saying, embedded, you know what I mean? They collecting human intelligence or whatever. What I worked on was called it was a MIDB, multi-intelligence database. So we, you know what I'm saying? So when it was time to freaking do sorties, right? Like, okay, we're going against Iraq, right? We had, you know what I mean? We know where their air forces, you know, the air bases are, their you know, their garrison,
all that stuff.
Right. We know where that's at because we've kept collection, you know, we watch and monitor, you know what I'm saying? We watch their troop movements, their exercises. We know what type of, you know, weapon, you know, what radar systems are connected to their, you know, their mechanized infantry, to their artillery, so on and so forth. So now these become, you know what I'm saying, targets for when the Air Force goes out and the Navy go out and freaking go bomb. Yeah. Like, yo, we bombing these sites. You know, we gonna soften this up. So when the ground troops come,
I was trying to tell them earlier. I know what you're saying. I was trying to tell them earlier. When you read like an intel brief, it's like a big chess match. If you really kind of put it in a 2 to 3 dimensional thing, it's like, here's the resources. This is what we could do, but we don't want to do this, this, and this based on a reprisal of this country, not necessarily approving or being, you know, detrimental to something else we're trying to do over here 5 steps later. You know, it's like playing 4-dimensional chessboard. So when you're reading an intel brief, it's got all the background detail behind why you would want to do a mission, who it would affect, and then the pros and cons of the mission itself. You know what I mean?
Right. So yeah, so my job at McDill was keeping up. My job at McDill was just basically just you know what I'm saying, we just collected and we just okay, with and we merging it also with imagery, satellite imagery, you know what I'm saying, of what was on the pad, what was there,
right,
where we could see at this particular time, you know what I'm saying, and be like, yeah, this is here and this is here and this is there, so here, I'm saying,
right,
these are your targets, you know what I'm saying. So in the beginning of the war, they already know where to fucking go. They know what they're getting at, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna soften that all up so we can have air superiority, because you have to have air superiority for our ground forces. We got to control the air, bro. You don't control the air, it's it's over with. You know what I mean?
For us on the ground,
it's over with, bro. You know what I mean? Because like, and then being on the opposite end, being an infantry soldier, you know what I mean, when you have fires, you know what I'm saying? We're able to call, over the phone, you know what I mean, for layman's terms, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We getting pinned down, okay, drop this. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
you know what I'm saying? You got, artillery or close air support with the A-10s, or, you know what I'm saying? Or, the JDAMs, like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, I would hate to be on, I used to think, man, I would hate to be on the opposite end of that.
Right. You knew what resources were available where in order to counteract whatever utility or equipment was there, so that they could actually quickly form a mission plan and get out there and do what they needed to do.
Right.
Basically.
Right, man.
Without going into a detail. But let's HB, we've been running off at the mouth. What's going on, brother? You over there quiet as hell. Jump in here.
You having no PTSD, are you?
I'm over here.
HB, who? Me? Not yet. Not yet.
What was said? I'm sorry, I missed it.
I'm over here texting,
I didn't
man.
Hear what HB. Yeah, I figured you over there.
Your lawyer chick?
Your girl.
Nah, not her.
Nah, another one.
Bro, she sent you a little video, bro. You better at least thank you for that. Do a little heart-shaped eye or something.
Let's see.
Yeah, man.
See, he's trying to play that pimp role and downplay all that. Right?
You know what? That's here how he's loving he love bombing them hoes over there. Like, man, baby, I got you.
Right.
Now I'm trying to post a share on Instagram. The link and shit.
So people could join the chat. Yeah, so it's just not us talking. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I would love to.
I just put one in my Facebook group.
Yeah.
I just put an invite in my Facebook group too. So
could one of y'all share the link in the chat so I can hold on, you already did, my bad. Let me try to grab this copy link address. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in my WhatsApp groups that I know of, because we got a lot of veterans in there.
Yeah, I got a guy in here from Uncle Guns. He's a Navy guy, so he's in my chat.
Yeah, buddy. But yeah, man, y'all go ahead and chop it up, man. Let's talk about get back on the South Africa shit, man.
Yeah. See, that's y'all's thing right there. See, I gotta be the
Let me do a little poll.
Ronnie, you're the Asian guy, right? You the Asian guy, right? In the Philippines, Thailand.
Yes, sir. I'm the Asian guy. I'm that.
Yeah.
I'm that guy.
Live, man. I didn't post it in none of the groups. So it was like a impromptu live. So
yeah, people come and join when they wanted to. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I figure like maybe we do another 30 minutes. Whoever comes in, if not, just call it a night.
Yeah, for sure. I ain't trying to build because I got to do some editing. I didn't do any editing today. And then I got to put my daughter in the bathtub. She outside playing right now. Love
That's
bad.
what's up. Yeah, my wife is in the house. She was like, "Oh, I miss you. Oh, can we watch TV?" I'm like, "Okay, yeah. We'll do it." I said, "I'm on the podcast right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm
Right.
talking to
You
I'm talking to the fellas right now. You know
got her
what I
from
mean?
you
She
got her
wants
from
some
Kenya, right?
Netflix and chill.
You got her from
Right.
Kenya.
Say that again.
I said, did you get her from Kenya?
No. She's Black American, man.
Black American.
You know
God
what I mean?
damn, she
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Where's she from?
She from Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Highland Park.
Hey, look, I shit you not, man. I put my bubble on Detroit.
Yeah.
So I don't know, for some reason something gave me an urge to like look for a chick in Detroit, man.
Yeah.
It was. Something gave me, I shit you. I promise, man. I did that 2 days ago. I said, let me change my shit to Detroit.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie. I think I was watching this TV show. It's like some TV show just came out about some Detroit.
Yeah, it's called Darien, Detroit. Is that?
Yeah.
That's the hey yo. I think she because her last name is Kilpatrick. I want to say she's related to our mayor, the one that got what I'm saying, got sentenced to jail and shit. He went to prison. He's out now, but you know what I'm saying. But I Kwame Pil. She's related to Kwame Kilpatrick. But they didn't film that bitch in Detroit. They filmed it in fucking Chicago. I'm looking at the scenes. I'm a real Detroit motherfucker. I'm like, I was like, my wife, I was like, yo, that ain't Detroit. I can just tell by the houses and shit, the neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? Because like, nigga, I'm really live on the east side, bro. I got a real east side house. You know what I'm saying? I was like, nah, that ain't Detroit, bro. Like they use now when they're using the B-roll shots, they are. You know what I'm saying? Detroit, downtown Detroit, you know what I'm saying? Off the river and shit, the skyline of Detroit. Yes, that's Detroit. But where they actually are filming the motherfucking episodes, no, that got to be Chicago or maybe Cleveland. But I want to say Chicago. But yeah, it's definitely not Detroit. Because like I said, I know this city like very well. You know what I mean? I done did the recon. I know this motherfucking city hella well. I know the streets and all of that shit. So I know what it look like and what it don't look like. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of places in the Midwest that look a lot alike. Just like you from Baltimore, like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all from the DMV area, like, sir, you could kind of, be able to tell, like, no, this is from this area. That's from this area. You know what I mean? Because you got that. You got that motherfucking intel. You got that intel to the street. You understand it. You know what I'm saying? Any military dude knows their surroundings. They know they sit rep. You know what I'm saying? They you know what I'm saying? It's
Exactly.
they know what it looked like. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I love
situational awareness.
Yes, exactly, man. I used to tell, I'd be like, yo, listen, you know what I mean? I tell them, like, I was an analyst. I was like you can't get nothing past me, nothing, bitch. You're like, I'm an analyst, you know what I mean? Like the government trained me to freaking be able to spot shit out. You know what I mean? You're not fooling me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're not getting over on me.
Even when we're doing some of these lives, I tell people, there's a way of oh God, what is the word? My PTSD is coming up on me. Anyway, there's a way to send out misinformation in order to break down a government. I forgot the term. I can't remember the term right now. It's just like,
I know
the term you use when you're disinformation, but it's something else that you go.
When you're trying to take over a government, when you're trying to
right,
like
news, information, misinformation. Yeah,
right, yeah.
And that's what we're talking about with African nations, is the fact that there's a lot of of that governmental unease because of the intel that different governments are putting into the different tribes to keep them at odds with each other, while they steal the rare earth metals and resources of that country. you know, and
Destabilization.
you know,
Is that what you're talking about? Destabilization.
destabilization, yeah, destabilizing governments, right?
Right,
The
right,
the
right.
the scientific and the methodology we use as military personnel in order to
Right, man.
destabilize and topple governments just by using misinformation from one tribe to another, like you're pulling strings as on a puppet. You know what I
Right.
mean?
I mean, you know,
And that's
that's
why a
what I,
lot of
you
these
know.
guys, when they talk about these countries, they don't think about that because they don't have that military mindset and the
Mhm.
intel base to understand, you know, there's destabilization when you come into, even with social media. You know, social media can drive a lot of destabilization in a government and the population in order to drive them to think a certain way and be uneasy, you know, with their government.
Yeah, that's why the U.S. That's why the U.S. wants to get rid of TikTok, because they feel, you know what I'm saying, they feel that TikTok has a huge communication and social
Yeah, I
influence.
saw that. What happened with that vote? What happened with that vote? Because I know it was getting to a vote where they were going to cancel the access to TikTok in America. Do you know?
Well, from my understanding, what the vote is basically trying to do is force the parent company of TikTok to sell, because the parent company of TikTok is based in China, and so they're trying
I
to
thought they already
force.
sold to Meta. I thought they already sold to Meta. That
No,
was
they
over
didn't.
a year and a half ago.
No,
They didn't.
no, they didn't.
So
No,
China still owns it.
yeah, China still owns it. They still own it. They still own it, and the U.S. government is trying to force China to sell TikTok to either a U.S. or, you know, a U.S. friendly country. And so
Right.
China's like, we built this intellectual property up, and you're forcing us,
You
you know,
can't
to
make
give
us
our way.
right.
Yeah, to give it away. But the thing is, but China really don't have a leg to stand on, because all of our internet intellectual, like our social media companies, are not allowed to operate in China. So there's no Facebook, there's no Instagram, there's none of that in China. So China, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like if China had allowed them to operate in China freely, then they would have a leg to stand on, but they really don't. They don't allow them. And from my understanding, TikTok and freaking in China is nowhere near what it is here in the US. Here in the US is a bunch of foolishness. But
Yeah.
in China, they're training their kids to, you know, use it, you know what I'm saying, for, you know, social improvement. You know what I mean? Whereas here in the States, you know, kids, you know, and people and adults, children, everybody are using it, you know, for BS. You know what I'm saying? In China, they
Right.
they make the kids, they have a limit. Kids, you know what I'm saying, under a certain age, they can't
Exactly.
access it after so many hours. You know what I'm saying? Here in the United States,
Right.
there's no restriction like that. You know what I mean? They become addicted to it. You know what I'm saying? They're using it
Correct.
for dance, you know, things and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? It's just making us stupider, basically, in essence. You know what I'm saying? So,
Exactly. Yes, I get that. I knew why they were doing it. I was just like, wow. You know, I thought we had already purchased it. I was not aware that China still had
no,
it.
no. It's still some particular type of way. It's still, because I think they have a U.S. operations, a U.S. headquarters. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm
But it's
sure by
still
now.
tied.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still tied to the overall operation is still tied to
Chinese
freaking China.
access and the
Yeah,
information that's on there.
right,
Chinese
exactly.
people and
Chinese can have
intel have
access
access
to it,
to your
and
person.
yeah, exactly. They can force
Right.
that company to you know, create back doors for them to get to the data and so on and so
Right.
forth. I really think this is just really Democrats. They are so worried that, you know what I'm saying, they're going to lose this election, because I firmly believe that Biden's going to fucking lose and Trump is going to be the president this in 2024.
I
Yeah, he gonna lose.
to the life of me, I don't know why either candidate is still running. There should have been younger blood brought up through the ranks by now.
Right.
That these old guys should start retiring, period. You know, both sides of the house as an independent. And I was a
Right.
Republican before then, but
Right.
both sides of the house, a lot of these Republicans in the House and in the Senate, right along with the presidential runners, should already be out of politics.
Should be.
There should be a lot younger breed of people in the next generations coming up should be involved in the decisions made in the United States. You know,
But they're
these
not.
guys have long lived past their time.
Yep. But they're gonna run this back, and I feel the Democrats know that there's not that much enthusiasm for Biden. You know what I mean? And I feel that they, you know what I'm saying, know that there's a lot of enthusiasm for the Trump side, for the Republican side, and for the Trump side. And I think they know that they're going to fucking lose. So they're trying to, like, you know, starve off any type of influence. You know what I'm saying? You
Okay.
know, but it's a losing battle.
I don't want to get, without going too deep into it. Why?
Mhm.
Why are you? I'm taking you're a Republican.
No, I'm not. I'm
Why Trump?
an independent like yourself. I'm actually
Okay,
I'm
you're
far
independent.
left. I'm really like
Okay.
I'm independent, but I'm like
So are you-
left
do
leaning,
you-
like
do you
far
like-
left leaning.
Okay, do you like Trump? Do you think there's
No.
some redeeming qualities about
No,
Trump?
no,
as a
I don't like.
leader?
I know I don't like Trump. I don't, but I tell
Okay.
I hate Biden more than I don't like Trump. You understand? Like I hate
two
Biden.
evils in your mind.
Yeah, I
greatest of
hate
two
Biden
evils
is
in
the
your
worst
mind,
of the two evils. I think Trump is the less version
Okay.
of the two evils. I think Biden is the worst of the two evils, and so for me,
and the reason for that process. Wait, the reason. Let's break it down. The reason for
Mhm.
that process of what? What is it about Biden that you think?
it was the shit that he did. It was the shit that he did back in the 80s. The crack cocaine disparity.
For the crack,
The 1994 crime. Yep, all of that
Yeah.
shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he.
Yes,
Yes, exactly. You know, and all the ones prior to that, he had a hand in all the ones prior to that. Biden is, you know, to me, Biden has had the worst impact on the black community, more specifically black males, than Trump ever did. Trump talks a lot of game. You know what I'm saying? You know, he stokes white people's fears, but Biden actually did the work. You know, that hurt us. You know what I'm saying? So I you know, so
I
for
can
me,
see that.
yeah,
I can see that. You know, I can definitely see how Biden had contributed to the laws that actually affected the black community more so.
right.
But when it comes to Trump as a leader, oh my God, that's so hard to stomach. Just even saying that, you know, and actual, you know, processes and honoring processes and tradition and different things that go along with the government rule of law.
Mhm.
It's so hard for me to even picture this man in office. But I mean, my thing is, yo,
He was already there.
Point, since they're both running anyway, let this fool run and get his next 4 years so we can eliminate both of them. You know,
And I think that's what-
hopefully they'll have a younger group, a crop of eligible presidential-esque candidates.
Right.
After this term, whoever serves.
Yeah.
Job.
I believe in 2028, you know what I'm saying? Things will go back to maybe a somewhat normal. Will be, you know, but even a normal doesn't improve. You know, black people have been suffering no matter what under Democratic and Republican administrations forever, bro. So, you know, that's why I'm a pro like go back to Africa type person. Like I've pretty much have given up on the political process here in the United States because it's you know what I mean? Why are you laughing, bro?
I'm the same way. No, because I'm the same way, bro. Because if we can't get a third party system going to where
exactly.
One party can G-check the other two parties, then it's never going to work. So you might as well, you know, go overseas somewhere where you don't have to even worry about the political unrest here and just live out your life with the advantages of the American dollar.
Exactly.
You know
that's exactly it, bro. I'm 100% behind that, bro. I'm 100% on that type of game, on that type of thinking. Like, while the dollar's still good to, you know, to be had, you know, leverage that, you know what I'm saying, and live a more comfortable lifestyle somewhere outside of the United States. You know, I'm not saying, you know, give up your American citizenship. No, by no means am I saying that.
Hell no. Yeah.
No, I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm going to leverage this American dollar. You know what I mean? Live comfortably overseas. And by the time all that, I mean, bro, I'm going to be in my 60s, you know what I'm saying, in 20-something years from now. You know what I mean?
Living happy somewhere else with your legacy surrounding you.
Yeah.
And all your benefits of what you've done with your life and whatever happens to them.
Yeah, you know man. Right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And call it a fucking day.
Yeah, but the optimum thing would be to create and make the independent party so strong that we start winning government from the cities to state government, and then finally moving into the federal legislature as far as the House, the Senate, and the presidency, so that if there is a conundrum where Democrats and Republicans can't get anywhere without the independents voting one way or another, but the independents are loyal to the people, which everybody should be in the first place, but you hold the independents to a point where they will only vote in the way that the people would benefit for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like you,
And would cause
but
each party to have to. It would cause each party to have to work within the independents' wishes, or
right to
nothing would get
acquiesce,
passed.
right to acquiesce to. But here's the thing: both parties. That's not. They control all of the apparatus of the system, so therefore that's why that's like a far-fetched type of thing as of now.
Yeah,
Maybe it might
it would
happen
take
in
years.
a
It
couple
would
of
take years.
generations. Yeah, maybe it
Yeah,
happened
it would
after,
take years to do it.
right.
And a lot of people are associated to the parliamentary type of government that England has, with the
Yeah,
multiple parties involved in their situation. But at this point, a two-party system is failing because both parties are working against the middle, even though
yeah,
they're being paid by the same companies. You get what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah, the two
So
sides of the
really,
same
who's
coin, as they say.
benefiting? Yeah, the two sides of the same coin, correct.
Yep,
So
yep,
without
yeah,
that
man.
third-party injection, this is just going to continue to be what? The definition of insanity, the same thing over and over again,
I mean, man,
repeating itself.
we've been stuck in this two-party system since after the Civil War. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So you know what I mean.
But still,
They have a
things were getting
stranglehold
done.
on them.
Right. I think things were getting done up until about the 60s,
Yeah,
and somewhat of a fashion, and then it all of a sudden came to a screeching halt,
yeah,
as far as progress when it came
yeah,
to certain laws. And then it became detrimental laws that winded up affecting one type of person or another, more so than laws that actually pushed the people forward. You know what I
mhm,
mean? Some of these laws they're passing now are really just detrimental laws. They're not really
right.
progressing the overall population. They're
No,
not
it's the one
benefiting
percenters,
everyone.
bro.
They only benefit the 1%ers or
Mhm.
corporations or
Right,
this, that, and the other. There's nothing progressing the overall
the middle
United States of
class.
America.
Yeah, it's
Right.
nothing
The middle
progressing the
class.
middle class
Yeah.
or the working class. No, you know what I
Right.
mean. That's not within the 1% interest to progress the middle class or the working class to where they get more
Of
of the
course
piece of the
not.
pie. It's not, man. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So
Somebody's
yeah,
got to do the work.
yep, yeah, man. It's yeah. I feel so. It's funny. Like I feel after these 23 years of service, right? After all this time of being in the military, after all this time, I've been watching
Mhm.
politics since the time, Jesse Jackson ran the second time he ran for president,
Yep.
in 88. You know what I mean? I've been watching, I've been very, just for whatever it is, my mother's a very, political person. Me personally, I've been astute to history and social science and
Right.
things of that nature. That's just been, my arena where I've worked in. I've been military intelligence, I've been in the military, government, blah, blah,
Right.
blah, so on and so forth.
Living history. Yes.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's just like, I'm just not seeing the out. I'm not seeing, I mean, who am I? I'm just a nobody, and there's always, a chance for something new to come. I mean, nobody saw Obama coming and it happened, right? You know what I mean? But
Oh, that
nonetheless,
happened quickly too. That happened
it
very
did.
quickly. He went
But
from a senator right
right,
to a presidential electee.
exactly. You know what I'm
Quick.
saying? So it may take something like what you're talking about, some independent that's able to, galvanize the public to get engaged and break away from these two-party systems. But as of now, I don't see that trajectory. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
it's not going to happen.
yeah, I
It's
don't
going to
see
take
it.
some time to even build up
Yeah,
momentum to get that.
right. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Because the
see it. I
last
don't
time it tried
foresee
to
it.
happen, the reason I went independent was because of Ross Perot. That was the last
Yeah,
person that actually had a
Ross
chance,
Perot. Yeah,
and
exactly.
it was all because Daddy Bush wouldn't step out of the way. He split the Republican vote and put Bill Clinton in office.
Yeah,
And that hurt us badly.
yeah,
Especially our community because of the laws that happened to be passed while he was in office.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
And then
three
a
strikes
lot of
rule, the
right.
justice laws, and all the different things
Right.
with,
Right.
you
That
know, and
and
that all was
economically it hurt
detrimental
us.
to the black community.
NAFTA happened on Clinton's watch.
Yep.
All the media fucking, things got broken down. So that's where you got 3 or 4 companies owning, all of the media production and news production, and you know what I'm saying? That all happened on the Clinton's
Yeah.
watch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep.
So is this like damn if you do, damn if you don't. You just walk away from the
Right.
process feeling disillusioned, man.
I mean,
It's
there
like,
even used to be a law where you could not be such a sizable company. They used to make companies break themselves down after they
right,
got so big and run
yeah, Ma
independently of
Bell,
each other.
that's what they
Right.
did. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
FTC broke
Right.
Ma Bell.
Now that's gone away. Right.
Yeah,
Now
it's
that's
gone.
gone away. Now you
And
can
that
be a
happened under
conglomerate
Clinton's
again
watch.
and no big
Clinton
deal.
got rid of that.
Yeah.
Clinton, when he was the president, he got rid of all those regulations that tried to not, make 2 or 3 companies be so damn big to control the whole market. You know what I'm saying? He was the first one to initiate all of this. A Democratic president was the first one to initiate
Right.
all of these freaking laws that made these conglomerates as large as they are.
Right.
So
And that was one of the things I had said to HB and a couple other people. Is like I used to make fun of guys in the military when they were Democrats. Like I said, I started off as a Republican. I was like, yo, do y'all realize when you vote Democrat, you're voting for a pay cut and you're risking your life for your country?
Right.
Like, what are you talking about? I said, go back and look at history. Every time a Democratic president's been in office, what gets cut first? Government or military spending, which means what? You're not going to get your full interest rate or gains on cost of living for your raises. So when you vote Democrat, you're voting against me getting a pay raise, you dumb motherfucker.
Right.
Really, I used to get so pissed off. I'm like, yo, I don't give a fuck what your alliances are. While you're in the military, you're a fucking Republican.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're dumb if you're not. And you gotta pray that whatever the Republican leadership is, they have good foreign policy, because that was the first thing I ever would vote on. Depending on the president was in being selected, was what is his foreign policy, and is he intimidating enough to keep people off our fucking borders?
Yeah, but then you have the Bush era and the fucking hawks that was putting us in fucking harm's way and not having a real exit and entry plan. It was just forever wars, and we was in Afghanistan for 20 fucking years.
That was all over the Bush's family trait of protecting oil.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
They were in the oil business. They wanted to protect their friends' oil business, and that became the driving factor behind their reign. Is oil in desert wars.
Right, exactly, and Halliburton and with Cheney being the CEO of Halliburton before he became the VP, and you know what I'm saying, all these contractors making all this money off of these military expeditions into the Middle East, and have us in these fucking forever wars. I mean, we was in Afghanistan longer than we were fucking in fucking Vietnam. We were in Afghanistan longer than we were fucking in Revolutionary War. I mean, we was in Afghanistan longer than we were fucking in the Civil War. That was the longest fucking war that we ever fucking fought. No, I didn't go to Afghanistan. No, I didn't go to Afghanistan. I was in Iraq.
Okay.
I didn't go to Afghanistan.
The reason I'm saying that is if you looked at the Afghanistan fighting force that we left behind, and all the time that we were there, we were supposedly training their army. But their army was so busy getting fucking high on hash. Their army was so busy getting high on hashish. They had no fucking gumption, like we talk about with some of the Africans having no fucking backbone when it comes to fighting for their own fucking liberation or their own freedom. You know, whereas when we pulled out, they instantly just gave up everything we showed them how to use.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying? It was bullshit. And the Taliban,
everything you go.
Yep.
Like we gave them that shit. We didn't give that shit to them. We gave it to the fucking army to protect themselves, and they didn't want to use it. So
the Taliban took it over.
Yeah, thanks for all the new shit. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. We fucking spent all that fucking blood and soil. You know what I mean? All that blood and money. You know what I'm saying? Only for the same motherfuckers
army that did not want to fit. Yeah,
Right.
to train an army
Only-
that didn't want to fight for their own fucking freedoms.
Only for
Yeah,
the
that's
motherfuckers to be in, only for the mofos to be in control now. So it went,
Correct.
it reverted right back to the situation we were in 2001 when we first went over there. Now
Right, which made
they
it
are in
bad
control.
which made it bad for no matter what president would have done it. It still made it bad because the culture did not want to defend themselves. They were expecting Americans to defend them forever, and that's not what the purpose was.
No, bro, that's not how it works, man.
We're supposed to lend a hand, get you up to speed, and then pull the fuck out. And we
But here's
could
the
never
thing,
pull the fuck out because our people would never get up to speed to
But
fight
here-
their own battle.
But here's the thing, right? The British didn't do it. The Russians didn't do it. Why do we think we were going to be able to do it? You know what I mean? Because like, here's the one thing that America's not good at. We're not good at colonialism. Because that's like 50, 60, 100 years type of game. And we're not into that type of game.
That wasn't our game. That wasn't our functionality. Our functionality was freedom.
Right.
You don't fight somebody else's war. You fight your own. And if you can't fight your own on freedom and liberation only, then you need to back the fuck up.
But if you're not, but I'm saying, but like with, but that's the type of thing that you have to have. Like you have to in those type of regions of the world, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have that type of thinking. We're gonna be over here for like 50, 100 years. You know what I'm saying? But that wasn't that wasn't what was sold to the American public, because the American public were like, no, we don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? But that's what's needed. But if you fall short of that, then it's just it's a BS freaking mission. And only one, you know what I'm saying? And only ones that are going to get rich out of it are the people who are the military industrial complex, the corporations that supply the military while they're doing this. Like I said, the Halliburtons of the world, you know what I'm saying? The Boeings, the Lockheed Martins, the ones that sell, ammunition to the military. You know what I'm saying? Why you
all the while the poorest of the children in America are the ones dying.
Are the ones dying, because it's not their kids that, you know what I'm saying, are done. It used to be back in the day that you would have senators, and you know what I'm saying, it would be, officers were tied to landed gentry, and you know what I mean, that was something that was of significance to do.
Well,
like, okay,
that was one of the reasons why they pulled it. That's why they pulled the draft back. The draft was forcing some of those senators and the wealthy of the elite to have to fight. You take out the draft, and who's automatically going to enlist out of need and necessity, or just the poorest people that want an advantage through college and other opportunities. But you got to serve first in order to have that opportunity. So they traded off the draft for an opportunity of an education for the poor of the people in the economy.
Right, because Vietnam showed them that when everybody's subject to it, you know what I mean, and they have some skin in the game, they're gonna be like, whoa, what were we doing? You know what I mean? And they saw some backlash in Vietnam. That's when they stopped that. That's when they stopped.
How long are we gonna be in this? I want to get my kid home.
Like what we talking about?
Right. We need to end this real quick. My kid's gonna turn 18 here in the next couple months. You know what I'm saying? So they were under pressure to want to stop. When you start losing people that don't affect them, they don't care. They can let that shit go on for 30, 40 years while the corporations get rich off of the military industrial
right. You know what I'm saying? And so now, that's why I'm like, when people be like, thank you for your service, I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it, but it ain't your kid, right? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It ain't your kid. You don't got no skin in the game. You can tell me thank you for doing what my family's not willing to do.
All the while, most veterans are homeless. Most veterans need mental support and therapy because they're taught to compartmentalize a whole bunch of trauma they had to deal with while they were in, and the shit they saw, and they don't get any kind of fucking mental health or any kind of relief once they get out. They're treated like second-class citizens, even though they serve their country.
Yeah, man, it's screwed up. So with that being said, I don't think we got nobody new that joined. So
HBO's over there making love.
We got some people watching
love on the text.
Now listen to you guys, man. I'm trying to. I was shopping for us a new tripod, man. Because I bought that extension for that tripod, but it doesn't match my tripod, so I got to get. I have to get this special tripod and stuff, man.
You got to get a special attachment for your. Your camera.
for
You got the
your- for-
Ronin. You got the Ronin.
for your
the
endeavors.
Holloman, you got the Holloman Ronin. Is that the
Man,
one you got? The Holloman Ronin.
Man, hell no! I'm spending money. I got a damn Amazon. What are we talking about? What are you talking about? I know Ronin is something expensive.
The gimbal, yeah. The
Nah.
gimbal that you said you were getting was a Ronin. The Ronin, the Holloman Ronin is a gimbal that's like high end, but it doesn't cost that much. I think it's about $300 to $400 for the gimbal. Holds up to a DSLR type of camera.
Hey, somebody read this comment because I think it's a worthy comment to read. You know what I mean?
Hold on, we'll get to it. Hey, listen, I'm not spending no $300 on no goddamn gimbal.
Yeah.
Listen,
I'm sorry. I forgot who I was talking to. Forgive me, sir. Forgive me. I know how you travel.
Man,
you that budget dude. You on that budget dude type.
We're gonna get to the question. Hold on. This is what I'm shopping for, so you can at least you can know what I'm talking about right here. I'm shopping one of these right here.
Oh, okay.
So I can connect my little what is it called? My little action camera to it.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
You got a mic. There's gonna be a mic on it too.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Might as well.
See, I have to. Yeah, see this part right here, this joint in the middle.
Yeah.
This doesn't fit. This doesn't fit my tripod, so I need to. I have to buy the same type of tripod to get
tripod that goes with it.
Yeah, because I was like, damn, this shit ain't gonna damn work. Because I almost bought that shit, man. And
yeah, 3-wheel. He's a budget dude. Yeah, he is.
Man,
he travels on a budget.
What it costs? $59 for this tripod. So.
Damn. Just for the clamp or for the whole thing?
For the thing, but I think they got Is it
the clamp or the bottom part, the whole tripod with the clamp?
I see this is a combination.
That whole base?
Is this a combination? Extension, tripod, nah. I'm just trying to find the cheapest thing, man, to go with this thing, but yeah, he
said until it makes me money. He goes, I don't spend money till it makes me money. It's okay. That's a good way to be frugal. That's how wealthy people stay wealthy, man.
But yeah, man, let's get to this competition. What is it? Sid? What's this dude, man? Let me stop this. Sid said all the new politicians they try pushing next like Gavin, Nikki Haley, and even was it Vivek? What is that?
Yeah, Vivek. Yeah, Vivek. Robert, whatever his name is.
Yeah. I don't like Trump much, but he's only
renegade.
A renegade down. He said, and even is controlling too, man. Listen, I'm letting y'all rock out a little bit because I don't really get into the politics, man. That shit pointless at this point, man. If none of these people talk about reparations, man, and all that shit, man.
True. Hey, I feel you, bro. I feel you. I'm totally in support of the reparations movement, man. I'm actually president of a local reparations movement here in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? We call it the Freedmen Agendas League of Michigan. You know, that's why I say I'm not FBA because that's what's my man Tariq Nasheed. That's his thing. But you know, if you look at the history books, you know, you had the Freedmen's Bureau, you had a lot of Freedmen's Towns. That's what our people were calling ourselves post slavery and
slavery. You were a freedman
in the Reconstruction, right? And even in Reconstruction, they were calling themselves freedmen. So I say we need to honor what our people were calling ourselves during that time. The name itself is goes back to like the Roman days, because they would have slaves and they were free to, you know, if you were a free slave, you were a freeman. Obviously, that's an Anglicization or English. You know, obviously, you know, they were speaking Latin, but nonetheless, the point being is that, you know, I mean, I feel the correct name to call our people, our ethnic group, are freedmen, because we were slaves at one point and we became free, and we were involved in our freedmen. That's where you have the colored troops of Massachusetts. You know what I'm saying? That's what the movie Glory was all about. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Glory was all about, you know what I mean? Like, you know, we fought in every freaking war this country's ever fought on both, you know what I'm saying? Right. So I prefer, instead of saying foundational Black Americans, that's something that a person created. That's, you don't find, you know, or ADOS. That's another thing that a person created in our current time.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, I understand that part, but the thing is, there's a little political shit that's as far as like people lineage, man, because to be able to pay
Yeah.
lineage, man, you have to like narrow down a specific
And there's legal, and yes, you're right.
People. Yeah, because the thing is, we don't want people to try to jump into crowbar their way into our reparations and shit.
But I agree with you, HP, and so therefore you have to go what the government was using at that time, and they were referring to our ancestors as freedmen. So legal legislation has already, you know what I'm saying, it's called the Freedmen Acts. The 13th, 14th, 15th Amendment were called the Freedmen Acts. So why create a brand new language in the 21st century? Why go off of something that a person
when there was already language there?
When there was already language there in the constitutional language that recognizes our ethnic group. That recognize our ethnic group. So that's why I say Freedmen versus FBA versus ADOS, because that's something that came up in since 2018, 2019, when these two people started beefing with each other, right? Or these groups started beefing with each other, where we have on the Congress recognized this back, back in when the end of slavery occurred, right? So, and it was very distinct, classifications of who the freedmen were. You know what I mean? They were former slaves, right? You know what I'm saying? Here in America.
That's why the language has to be tight, because somebody can say, I mean, you say here in America,
they can slide in on the back door trying to take advantage.
Yeah, a lot of people can slide in on the back door and that shit, claiming that.
But you can't. But it'd be a slippery slope.
All that shit. That's why it needs to be a lineage.
But no, the Irish were never slaves here. They were never slaves. The Irish were never slaves. They were indentured servants, but they were never slaves. You know what I'm saying? And the government recognized who the freedmen were, and they knew who they were talking about. Like I said, they created a whole apparatus of government called the Freedmen's Bureau. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So what I'm trying to say is that this is going back to the Supreme Court and constitutional laws.
But what happened to the Freedmen's Bureau back then, man? What happened to that?
So ultimately, what happened to the Freedmen's Bureau was basically
what they allowed to do.
Ultimately, what happened to the Freedmen's Bureau was that it was allowed to be discontinued. Whites took over, the administration of the group, and they ran it to the ground. You know what I mean? That was what allowed to be. That's the historical record. But the fact, go ahead.
Yeah, we can't let that repeat, though, man.
No, exactly, we can't.
No,
but here's the thing. But based on constitutional law, you cannot give race a preference when you're dealing with, dealing with oh man, it's my wife calling. I'll talk to her later. It's a long story. I don't want to get all into it, bro.
But the thing is, FBA is not a race; it's a lineage. You know what I'm saying? It's the same as.
But that's what I'm trying to say. We already have it. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to use FBA. That's something brand new. That's something that was conjured up in the 21st century. We can go back to constitutional laws. We can go back to constitutional language that was introduced with the 13th, 14th, 15th Amendment.
Yeah.
They called those acts, those things were called the Freedmen Acts. You know what I'm saying? Our people.
So what are you saying? Wait.
Go ahead.
In the long run is this: instead of reinventing the wheel was never broken, because in constitutional law they were already inducted as Freedmen Acts. So why not just maintain the term freedmen instead of adding to the confusion of FBA, ADOS, or whatever, and then make sure that those people that are considered freedmen have some type of documentation tracing their lineage back to slave time, because a lot of people have died off.
Hey, I'm cool,
you know what I mean?
But the thing is, man, why the freedmen shit didn't work the first time? You said it.
Well, of course. I mean, the same thing with reparations.
We had Jim Crow.
Same thing.
That's why it didn't work.
Not being paid.
Yeah, we had Jim Crow
withheld. Right.
Jim Crow had.
But it also goes back to just when you cause confusion, people can't keep things online, and then we're always told to wait. Black people have always been told to wait. So when the confusion started with white people assuming and taking over control of whatever it was, the confusion started and said, "Oh well, we just need to work it out." 5 years passed, 10 years. Just wait, just wait. We're gonna make it up. We're gonna make it up to you. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. Just wait. It's now.
We had a racist. we had a
we're owned
racist.
interest now. We're old interest.
Yeah,
that-
we
on
had
that
a
original
racist. I mean, if you look at the historical record, we had a racist Supreme Court. It's always been racist, but we had a racist Supreme Court that basically said, you know, Reconstruction's over. Because you understand, after slavery, after 1865 up to 1877, there was an era of time where the government was, you know, was on the hook on providing, you know what I'm saying, some restitution to those who were freely that was newly freed. You know, that's why you have the Freedmen's Bureau. That's where you have a lot of historical black colleges. A lot of their beginnings happened right after 1865, 67.
I mean,
there were some that were prior to that, but most of them started right after slavery. And then there was a constitution. There was a you know, you have the Dred Scott versus Plessy. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of freaking Supreme Court cases that basically said, we rolling back all this shit for you niggas. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's where it said, you know, hey, that's where you got the famous line
even though
from.
we promised you this, even though we promised you this all of a sudden we got to reconsider. It has to be given on a certain process.
There's no law that's where you get this famous line that there's no law that there's no right that the white man has to respect, you know, for a black man. I'm paraphrasing, right? There was a bunch of law, you know what I'm saying, because that's when they were instituting Jim Crow. This is when you start getting lynching, all this type of thing, because this is the first time where blacks were actually, you know, because we were the majority, because they created slavery, we had the majorities populations democratically in the South, numerically in the South, we had plurality. We were able to elect freaking, you know what I'm saying, state constitutions in South Carolina, Louisiana, you know, all these southern states. The black belt, there was more blacks than there were whites. And so that's when you started bringing up, that's where Jim Crow comes into place, when they start doing the Reign of Terror, the Ku Klux Klan. All these happened after the Civil War, not before, but after the Civil War. Right. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and it lasted from that time all the way up to Tulsa. Tulsa was in the 20s. But right, you know what I'm saying?
Even that was allowed. You think about it, if you think about it, even that was allowed so you could get rid of some of the people that were owed
right, yeah, exactly. Right.
The more you can kill off, the less you have to pay.
Right, the Rosewoods, the Tulsas, you know what I'm saying, the race riots that happened in Chicago in the 20s and things like. But see, people don't have to see, this is why they don't want, this is why now they don't want to talk about critical race theory, because critical race theory really is just telling the story that they don't tell, like that mixed in. Okay, we get, there was America, there's the 13 colonies, you know, the founding fathers, slavery, Civil War, civil rights. There's a lot in between that. There's a lot of more intricate details in between that they don't talk about, that we gloss over in you know, in history, that kind of like gives you the full scale of what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like the vagrancy laws, like even the term vagrant, that became a new law, right? You know what I'm saying? Because you had to be employed. Okay, well, niggas, y'all free, but you know what I'm saying, you have to be employed. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's where you get the chain gangs from, right? You know what I'm saying? Because if you were black and you were free in the South, right? So now you don't have to work on the plantation, but we catch you, nigga, walking around, you ain't got no job. Now we can put you in jail and put you on the chain gang and now rent you back out to the same plantation that you just came from. That's where the origins of the chain gang came from. Where the cats wearing the ball and chain and the black and white. He used to put that shit in cartoons. I never really understood that shit, but that's where that came from. You know what I'm saying? They were reinstituting slavery because, see, the 13th Amendment had a clause in it that said, hey, look, we can put you, you know what I'm saying, as you know, you can be a slave unless you're convicted of a crime. You're free from being in slavery unless you're convicted of a crime. And they use that to and they created laws to recriminalize black life, so we can go back into prison. That happened all right after slavery. You know what I'm saying? And man, bro, it's so much. It's so much, bro. We can't even talk about it.
Typically, the police force itself was invented in order to recapture slaves. Right. There weren't police like they were back then. You had sheriffs.
There wasn't even a prison system like they have now.
It wasn't. It wasn't like that.
The prison system created
increased,
after the post-Civil
it
War.
increased specifically for the recapturing of black people into slavery, and to come up with ordinances in order to put them back into chains.
Yeah, sharecropping, right? Sharecropping, all of that type of shit. All of that was meant because, like, listen, they like, we're not letting these niggas go. We still need them for this cotton because we got to export this to fucking Europe. You know what I mean? Because these were our main exports and the main money makers for America. You know what I'm saying? Blacks were like $4 billion to the economy back then, prior to the Civil War. Mississippi was at one point in time prior to the Civil War had more millionaires per capita than anywhere in the United States. Mississippi, where my people are come from the Delta. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? They force moved a lot of blacks from Virginia, South Carolina to freaking to Mississippi, to Louisiana, to working on fucking cotton fields because they had the cotton gin. You know what I mean? This new technology allowed them to be able to produce cotton at a more efficient rate. So they started moving people. It's called the Black Belt. So that's why you got niggas in why you think there's so many people in so many black populations in Memphis, Tennessee, you know, Louisville, Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? You know, bro, this is literally
great migration.
They're literally moving niggas from Virginia all the way down to the deep south. You know what I'm saying? Where it's more fertile land so they can grow cotton, because the cotton gin came. Eli Whitney created the cotton gin to help to separate the seeds from the cotton more easily. Because before it was a very labor intensive thing to do, but now with the machinery, with industrialization, you could do it faster. And then we were supplying cotton to fucking Europe where they were making the clothes. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? There's so much history, bro, that people don't even know. Like, why these certain cities are so black in certain areas. You know what I'm saying? You know, why is this? This was all based on economics. You know what I mean? At the end of the day.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, somebody wrote something, bro.
All right, man. Yeah, we're gonna get back on the travel shit, man.
Yeah.
You was getting intensified on me, man. I was like, God damn.
But I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I totally agree with you, bro, about our lineage, man. I totally agree with you, man. But my whole thing is, like, we don't need to create nothing new. We need to go off of what was in law that was already presented. You know what I'm saying? In the 14th, 13th, and 15th Amendment. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? All badges of slavery.
Cutting out.
I'm sorry, bro.
I can hear you. Sometimes I do it on my end. But yeah, man, I think I understand what you're saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think Freeman is, you know what I'm saying, the correct language to use. But the thing is, I think the whole FBA thing came about is just basically delineating. I think that's where that comes from.
It did. That was but FBA came out of the ADOS movement. But, you know, the two people that created the ADOS movement are very toxic. You know what I'm saying? They got into a beef with Tariq Nasheed. It was Tone Talks from and Yvette Carnell. They created the ADOS movement. Tariq Nasheed tried to join with them, but you know what I'm saying, but they were so toxic, so that's why Tariq ended up separating out of that and creating FBA. He's like, oh, I'm not going to use ADOS anymore because that was something that they founded. So he created a new term called Foundational Black American. But because Tariq is more famous for his previous things that he had done, see, Yvette Carnell and Tone Talks were just two YouTubers, but Tariq already had a more following, and so his name is that's why most people talk about FBA than they do ADOS. You know what I'm saying? Most people go with FBA. They don't even say ADOS anymore because Tariq Nasheed is more popular than the two people that came up with that term. You know what I'm saying? But there's some other brothers named, you know what I'm saying, called Be the Power. I've been in this shit since 2018, bro. You know what I'm saying, about the reparations movement, about lineage, gauging, tethers, all of that. We've been in this shit for a long time, bro. I could tell you the whole history of it. You know what I'm saying?
I know. I've been in this shit since what, 2015.
Yeah, okay, that's what's up.
I've been watching Tariq way back then. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I know the history of all that, how that shit developed. But I think the FBA thing, I think the only reason he's just using that term is just to delineate it, because the thing is that is that part is to keep tethers from trying to tether in. That's what that's used
Yeah,
for. But
I agree with you.
So the whole freedom thing, I totally agree with you with that when it comes to getting reparations. But we want to also have like a little caveat to that thing to make sure these tethers don't try to come in and try to probe.
Yeah,
right.
It's just like an extra.
And the best way to do that is through knowing your lineage and being able to track your history, going back to the census of America and tracking everything back to the 1860s or whenever it was first started with the census, which is closer to
1870 was the first.
I got a question.
1870 was the first one.
So what do you think about? Okay. Yeah. What do you think about people who don't have records because they was adopted and some shit like that? You know how some black people, they probably have some kids out of wedlock. You know what I'm saying? They kind of get lost in the sauce. How do we address? How would we address that?
I mean, unfortunately, I think at the end of the day, it's going to come down to how many actual survivors of slavery there were that were documented, and you have to be off of those chains, off of those lineage. Every black person that's born now is not going to get reparations. The families of those surviving slaves will get reparations. So understand, if you're 5 generations, 6 generations in, whatever dollar amount is supposed to be going into that pot, it's got to be divided out.
Well,
one person is not going to spoil the pot. I would say one person is not going to spoil the pot because honestly, I don't think they can actually give every populated member of that family the same reparation that was promised to one family. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I think there's a delusion on how it's going to get paid out. The original slaves that were survived, that were documented, are the only ones that are eligible. Their descendants would only get a portion of whatever was going to be paid out based on what reparations are supposed to be paid out in the first place. A lot of people are delusional, thinking everybody's getting a check, and everybody's not going to get a check, and some people are going to get pissed the fuck off.
Well, here's the thing. I go with what Dr. Sandy Darity, you know what I'm saying, who's been doing this work for like 30, 40 something plus years. You know what I'm saying? In his estimation, the criteria that he would suggest was that as long as you had somebody, whenever they decided to go ahead and, because it has to be Congress that actually does it. You know what I mean? Supreme Court has already stated that it has to be Congress that has to, do this endeavor. And they can't use race. They have to use lineage. Lineage is the only way you can do it. You can't do race.
That's the only way.
Right. That's the Supreme Court has already said that race cannot be the criteria. So you can't say that you're just black. That's not going to be the criteria. It has to be race. So I'm sorry, it has to be lineage. Can't be race.
Lineage.
So
correct.
Lineage. And so what Dr. Darity's prescription would have been is that as long as whenever they decide that, as long as you have been claiming black, you have one grandparent, at least one grandparent that you can tie to, and yourself on your census record that you do every 10 years that you've been claiming that you're a black person, then that would entitle you to be able to receive the reparations benefit. But obviously the legislation would have to adopt that criteria.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And the reason I'm saying they would push back because of the white people that would be involved in this decision. They would think in the manner that I'm telling you is they would say, well, there are now 50 billion more people in America that might be descendants of descendants of descendants of the original slaves that were originally promised that 40 acres mule. So then in order to be fair, based on lineage and being able to track your lineage, those initial families would be the ones distributed the reparations, and based on you proving your lineage, you would get a share based on how many surviving members of that lineage were still alive.
But what he's talking about, so Darity's not talking about like like for instance, the government would be doing this not based on individual families or individual members.
But that's the only way they could justify it, though. That's what I'm saying. That's the only way they'll be able to justify it, and that lump sum be distributed evenly between all the surviving families within that time frame.
I think Darity's there are these prescription captures. So like if you've been, I see.
Oh, it would be nice. It would be nice. It would be really nice to track all generations and all lineage and the children of the children of the children of the original slaves. But America's not nice like that.
I mean, they got particular records.
Yeah. It's not.
Like I said, you have to track your lineage, and once you, like you said, and I agree with that, the lineage part is very important. But the way it's going to be distributed, right? And I did too.
So like, yeah, me too. It's not that hard. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really, I mean, especially like you're older than I am, so you're further up, you're closer to it than I am. So like my grandfather.
Plus, I got a lot of people that live in the DMV that are right there by the records, a hall of records for the whole United States.
Right.
So they are in there, and they already tore through everything.
So like, to give an example, so I can just give my own family as an example, right? So going, so I'm able to track back up to my great, right? So that's so it's myself, it's my father, my grandfather, my grandfather's father, and then my grandfather's grandfather, right? So that's great. So that's basically 4 generations. That's like 5 generations up from where I'm currently at. You know what I mean? So the 1870 census was the first census that tracked everybody, black and white. That's the very first census that tracked, the former enslaved with the regular population.
Right, without you being counted as a piece of property.
Right.
Counted as
property, right? Right, exactly. Because the slave taxes, or the taxes that the slave masters had to pay, didn't necessarily, write, first and last names. You know what I'm saying? So that's where you get loose. You know what I'm saying? But the 1876. So you can reasonably, at that point in time, there were no immigrants coming from, the Caribbean. You know what I mean? There was no immigrants coming from Africa in 1870. So it's reasonably able to say that in 1870, if you had somebody that was of, like, if, for instance, my great grandfather in 1870 was fucking 45. Right. So my grandfather's grandfather was 45. That meant that he was born in 1812. So it's reasonable to say that he was a slave. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He was a slave. You know what I mean?
I traced mine back to 1842.
1842? Right.
Yeah.
It's reasonably to say that he was a slave at some point in time, especially if he's located in the South. Now, maybe you could say in Boston or New York, maybe they were freed, but even then you could say that even those freed, because you had free communities.
Yeah, they could have been escaped slaves. Yeah, they could have
been or they had been or they could have been what do you call it, emancipated, right? Because there were free black communities in the north, in Ohio and Michigan and freaking New York and Boston. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta. But if they were of African descent, you have to say, well, at some point in time, they are lineage of free blacks that were brought here because of their African consent. It would be easy, you could make that assumption that you could make a legal assumption that if you could trace your ancestor to anywhere in the 1800s, right, that they either they directly or indirectly were from, came here from slavery. And that's all you really need to do. That's all you really need to do. One.
Right. And in regards to all that, like I'm saying, in regards, once you find that out and you are one of the descendants of what is confirmed in that lineage as a slave at that time, what I'm telling you and what I'm saying is all that's correct. But in the federal government's mind, that was maybe, let's say the population back then was 100 or 500 million Americans were in the country at that point in time. Of that 500 million, maybe there's 200,000, let's say 100 million black slaves. Okay.
You're overdoing the numbers, brother. Right now it's only 300.
Right. But I'm just saying, listen.
But for your example.
Right. Right. For my example. But at that 100 million, now they've had children. Now we're up to 20 billion or however many Americans there are Black Americans here in the United States. Okay, notwithstanding the immigrants that have come in, the Africans, the Caribbeans, and all that.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
now their descendants, the only thing they're going to look at is that original 100 million as being eligible for reparations. Now, how that's evenly distributed between the generations that came from that 100 million, that's a whole nother topic.
That is,
I think that
only that 100 million are going to be available.
That's easy. I know how the best way to calculate that is, how much, I mean, how much, because they kept records of all that shit. So, how much, how much was minimum wage and how much they was profiting off their slavery per that life. And then that child had that person had children, and you keep multiplying that shit all throughout slavery. You can get a monetary value of that shit. So it's not that hard. So for them to pretend that it's hard, it's not hard. They kept documents of that shit. They know.
So,
I'm not saying it's hard. I'm just saying some people think that they're going to get it and directly to them, and it's going to go to a family fund, and it's going to be distributed throughout that family lineage.
Yeah. Because even
everybody thinks they're going to get a personal check. Everybody's going to get a personal check.
Right. So yeah. Even Ronan, even I have to concur with your estimation, because even Sandy Darity, like I said, the foremost, social scientists on this topic refers to doing it via a household, not like individual persons.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's saying,
the possibility to pay every one person.
Yeah, he's basing it on households. And how would you do that?
Right.
Especially in today's, figure how you do households. But his calculation is based on closing the racial wealth gap. So he doesn't even calculate anything about 40 acres and a mule. He doesn't calculate based off of what HB was talking about, as far as like, look at, what was the wealth that would have been passed down, that, free labor and all of that. He's saying that, listen, whites collectively have advanced based off of racism, Jim Crow, slavery, and so on and so forth. So they're at this,
redlining all those things.
Right, yeah, redlining all these things. So whites control like 98% of the private wealth in America. So he's saying like, okay, so the median of whites are at this particular, like, $800,000, right? That's the, what I'm saying, to you take the plus and the minus, because not all whites are the same. You got low class whites, you got middle class whites, you got really wealthy whites, right? So he's saying the fairest way to do it is say, let's go off of the mean. Actually said not even the median, the mean. What is the average? The average white wealth is like $190,000. You know what I'm saying? So that's the average white wealth. And when you calculate all the ranges, the whole spectrum of wealth, is 800,000. So he's suggesting that you give black people at least enough to make us to the median, all of us to median. No matter if you got a rich black, because there's blacks that make more than that, right? Whether you were rich black, a middle class black, or you on the low end, we saying bring all of us to the median, because whether we were poor black, middle black, or rich black, we all suffer. All of our lineage suffered, and have been equally, exposed to the racism in this country.
Right.
So it wouldn't be an income-based thing. It wouldn't be like, oh, well, Oprah Winfrey wouldn't get this, but you would, or you would get it, Oprah Winfrey wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? It was like, no, every black person collectively has been held down by this system. You know what I'm saying? Because even if you're the richest nigga, you still held down by it, because you have no real means of control or of production, where all these other whites have access, with whites who have been privileged to have access to means of production, right? So he's saying, so he gave a figure of 800,000, get us to the median, and this was like back even 2 years, like 3 or 4 years ago. So it's probably more now. But he's saying like 800,000, then you times that by the number. You know what I mean? By the total count, and that's what it would be. So he ended up, it's ended up being like 17 trillion. So somewhere, you base that off of the population.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, it's like 17 trillion. But here's the thing: we spent that in COVID. We made that out of thin air because money is fucking fiat.
Wait, just hearing that number is insane enough. To know that we spent that kind of money for other things is even more insane. And it could have been already delved out, and we could have recovered whatever economic advantage that we or disadvantage that we had in the past. And I probably took a couple of leaps forward even after the pandemic.
Right.
You know,
if you had given that out to how
knowing what to do with that money,
Right. Yeah, I mean, and it goes to like, of course, niggas gonna fuck it off, but some not. Some gonna, that's when you can really talk about group economics. Like a lot of times you hear Dr. Umar, you hear a lot of these Pan-Africanists talk about group economics. Bro, we only control 2% of the wealth. What group economics are we gonna have against the other 98%? That shit doesn't make sense. Once you know the numbers, like a lot of shit falls by the wayside, because like if whites collectively own 98% of the wealth, private wealth. We're not even talking about government wealth. We're talking about private wealth.
Think about what you just said, though. Think about what you said. That's 2% of the wealth overall, right?
Yeah.
But we are the number 1 consumer in America. We fuck off our money quicker than any other fucking race.
I don't know if we're the number 1 consumer. I couldn't say that. We're not the number 1 consumer. We consume a lot. We consume a lot, but I can't say we're number 1. Not 2%. How could you, bro? How can you say we're the number 1 consumer?
We do not save.
Yeah, we don't, because we just living here, bro. We can't save. How can you say we only have 2% of the private wealth? You can't save.
I guarantee you, if you Google it right now, who is the number 1 consumer in America? What race? Google what race is the number 1 consumer in America, and I guarantee you, it's going to say black.
Maybe so, man. But here's the thing. I mean, but you have to look at those numbers, saying, right?
Why I said it that way? No, why I said it that way was not to be an insult. But could you imagine how quickly corporations? Could you imagine how quickly corporations would benefit from the fact that we had that type of money, and we spent it all real fucking fast instead of doing the right things with it? They would wind up recovering all that shit.
But I think that's a myth. The myth of the black spending dollar, because that's a marketing tool that doesn't really even exist in real life. So that's another myth, the black spending dollar, right? Because that's what they tell us. Like, well, because even the African dudes was like, what y'all get for it, Jordans? You know what I mean? They were making an insult, right? Earlier when we were on no excuses thing. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta understand, bro. Like, we only have enough money just to live here. Barely live here, not even really live here. So you don't have extra money. Like, so this is my example that I give to everybody when I talk to them about the subject. You may be able to afford to eat at a McDonald's, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you have enough to own a McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you can go to McDonald's and purchase food. That doesn't mean that you got enough money to fucking own a McDonald's. You need at least $2-3 million to own a franchise. So, because you can go to McDonald's and spend on a fucking a combo meal, doesn't mean that you got enough money that will be required to run a franchise at McDonald's. So that's the thing. Black Americans don't even have enough money to fucking live here. We just got enough. You know what I'm saying? We've been scraping by, robbing Peter to pay Paul. You know what I'm saying? We don't have enough extra income like everybody else that produces income in this country. All the other minorities and the whites that have been in this country, they have extra money to fucking put aside to say, okay, well, I got enough to live on, pay my mortgage, pay my car note, so on and so forth, right? And I got so much extra that I can open up a side business and run at a deficit. Because that's what happens when you open up brand new businesses. You run at a deficit. It may take you 3, 4, 5 years before you see a profit, but you got enough money that can get you through that hard time of running that negative profit. You know what I'm saying? As you just keeping the business along until you actually start making money and making profit. We don't have that type of money collectively as a people to do that. And that's the rub that most people don't understand economically. They think that, oh, we just fucking it off. No, nigga, we just got enough just to scrape by this bitch. That's why I say, knowing what I know, fuck it, bro, be an expat. Because now you got extra money. Now you got the money that you would be just living and surviving in this motherfucker, you could go over. That's what these foreigners do. That's what these Mexicans do. That fucking our illegal workers come and do. They get American money, but it means more, and that money spends more in their own country. You know what I'm saying? They go back home and they build them villas, they build them mansions back home because that money means more. But while we living in America, the richest country, the most expensive country to live in, you know what I'm saying? You don't have enough savings to create businesses to be able to lift yourself up and to that producer class. See, that's why, yes, we are the most, we consume the most because we ain't got nothing to fucking save. After everything is done and did and said, you know, paid your mortgage, your insurance, your health insurance, your 401k, whatever, you know, whatever's left, child support, whatever is left, you ain't got shit left really to fucking do anything with in America because it's so expensive. You know what I mean? You just can't just go up and open up a business. You got regulations, rules, this, that. You got to pay attorneys, you know, this and that. You don't have that extra money to really, like, you know, you don't have that plus to be like, okay, I could do this sufficiently. You know what I mean? That's why most black businesses are the least capitalized. That's why they, you know what I'm saying? Where our black businesses mostly contract, centered around services, barbershops, health, beauty supplies, things like that, which are low cost entry, also means that they're low profit. Because anything that's easy to get into is you don't have a lot of ROI, return on investment. You know what I'm saying? Things that cost a lot. That's why, you know, that's why I always tell them, like, why do you think there's a bunch, you know, Tesla's like the last brand new car company? Because that's a very capital intensive business. You know what I'm saying? That's why there's not brand new car companies opening up every motherfucking day. But guess what? There's barbershops, there's health supply stores every day.
Hey,
I'm sorry, bro.
I'm looking at a few studies. I think they say Asian people are the most, who spend the most. Asians, then white, then black. Looking at a few studies, I might be wrong, but this would.
But you know, but it could be like it could be determined like well, for instance, percentage of income. So there's income and there's wealth. These are all distinctions, right? So blacks probably spend most of their income on consumer shit because we don't have a lot of income to begin with. So if you get $100 a month and you're spending 90% of it. You know what I mean? You obviously consuming most, right? You have $10 left over, right? So you got $10 left over. Where's it gonna go? You know what I'm saying? Where's it gonna go? You got $10 to try to, you know, invest, save, or whatever the case may be. Whereas that white people, right? They may have $1,000 and maybe they only spend like $200-300 of that towards their living expenses, and now they got $700 to fucking work on. That's a totally different freaking, a totally different mix. A totally different mix, man. And we at a disadvantage, and there's no way closing that fucking gap. You can't work hard enough. You can't save hard enough. That's not how that shit works. When, you know what I'm saying? That's not how wealth is generated. You know what I'm saying? Wealth is not generated off of hard work. It's not. It's rich motherfuckers will tell you all day, my money makes money for me. I don't work hard for money. My money works hard for me. But you have to first have money to work hard for you, to be able to go and put it away and save it away for it to work hard. And you need time. You know what I'm saying? The time value of money. That's another thing too. Time value of money, it compounds. That's the compound of interest. That's the, you know what I'm saying? Like you have interest and it compounds over time and it multiplies, boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? You know, but if you don't have anything to even do that with, it's a moot point. I'm sorry, bro. I've been talking a lot. I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah, no, man. He's passionate, boy. What up, man? Shout out to Big Games.
Ain't he though? He's preaching gospel.
Yeah, you finally got me in the building. I'm just sitting here listening to what the brother's saying. He's sort of right. He's sort of right when he talk about how we spend the most money. It's not that our community spends the most money because, like you said, you looked it up and you saw, I think the Chinese and then the white people, they spend the most money, right? But what it is, we spend the most outside our community. So when the Chinese people, when they spend their money, they're spending their money inside their community. So those dollars circulate. Those dollars circulate 5 times in their community before it goes out.
Yeah,
with us,
I was trying to wait till he finished. So you know what I'm saying, I was going to hit on that part right there as far as like he was saying that 2% ain't nothing, but the thing is that damn 2% going out into the other communities versus the other communities.
Yeah, but we're not a producer class though, bro. But you understand we're not a producer class. So if you don't have the ability to produce, you're not like I said, you're not owning the McDonald's. You're not owning any means of production. So how can you ask somebody who doesn't have money to get into that game to even be like, oh, we're not spending with our own people? Well, so where we do have businesses, right, are in service industries, barbershops, nail salon, you know what I mean, service industries that are very low cost. Most black businesses only have 1 employee on average. You know what I'm saying? These are statistical facts. So you know what I'm saying? And believe me, don't think it's not a thorough line through slavery, right? Because we were barbers. We did all these things throughout slavery, throughout Reconstruction, throughout Jim Crow. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother did, worked and washed white people's clothes, things of that nature. There's a direct correlation and thorough line to the businesses that we most populate. Look at Jefferson's, right? The TV show Jefferson's. Where did he get his money? He was a fucking what? He owned laundry mats. That's a reason, you know what I mean? That's you know what I'm saying? Like it's I know that's fictitious, but it's not a far jump. You know what I mean? Things that we do control.
It's not fictitious because that was an industry that we used to run back in the 60s and the 70s.
Hey, right.
You know what I'm saying? And you asked the question. You said, where did he get his money? Where did he get his money to open up his first laundromat?
He probably was able to get it from probably black people at that time. But that's at the time. That's what the time.
He got it from a VA loan.
A VA loan.
He was a veteran.
Okay. But even so, okay, that was part of the story. Okay, I'm just saying, but realistically, right? You know what I'm saying? That could have happened. But here's the thing: we don't control access to capital. So historically, there's a great book, bro. Talks about the what is it? It was an Indian lady that actually wrote the book. Something about some of the money wealth. I'll look it up at a different time, bro. But it actually looks at, because we have banks. You know what I'm saying? We all our people have tried all this shit, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We've had banks. You know what I mean? We've had, going back to Booker T. Washington days, Tuskegee A&M, you know what I mean? That was funded by rich white people. Rich white people, Carnegie was a real big pusher into Tuskegee A&M. And the Booker T. Washington model, because you had the W.D. Du Bois that was like, we need to integrate, and you had the Booker T. Washington model was like, listen, we need to take it slow. Let's build ourselves up economically. Then we can, start trying to fight for political rights. You know what I'm saying? We had these schisms. That's before Malcolm. That was before Malcolm and Martin and Martin, right? You have Booker T. Washington and W.D. Du Bois. You know what I mean? These different trains of thoughts of how we gonna solve this fucking problem. The problem is that we in the problem. We are the problem, nigga. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? The white people have been fucking us over, bro. We've tried to come with every solution to try to get ourselves out of this shit. And every time that we make a little bit of progress, these motherfuckers claw us back. They because we're the minority in this country at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
They can't survive without us.
We can't survive without them.
No, wrong,
we can't survive without them. Unfortunately,
no,
yes, bro.
They can't survive without us.
Actually, they can. They replace us with immigrants. They replace us with immigrants, with Latinos. They replace us with immigrants, Indians, Latinos, Asians. That's what they've done ever since fucking slavery, bro. They've, ever since, you know what I'm saying, since that time, they so once they couldn't control our bodies, right? They've slowly have been replacing us with immigrants. You know what I'm saying? Slowly and slowly, that's what they've been doing for about at least 100 years. At least 100 years, definitely since the 60s.
Look at the immigrants. Look at the immigrants that's coming into these cities now. Where you from, brother?
I'm from Detroit.
You from Detroit? So you see the immigrants are coming to Detroit, right?
Yeah, they're here. They've been here. We just an immigrant city from our history.
Well, the ones that's coming in now, what color are they? What color are they? What color is their skin?
They're melanated. They Latino, they Asian, they Indian. I mean, most of our 7-Elevens are owned by Indians. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the ones that's coming from South America right now. They busting them to Detroit, Chicago, New York. What's their skin color? They darker than me and you, brother.
Maybe so. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I could just see.
What you talking about? What dark immigrants they sitting here? Only thing I seen is white Latinos.
Yeah,
there's a lot of Africans.
Where you getting them from?
Africans and other nations.
Yeah, a lot of Africans, a lot of Haitians, Venezuelans.
Africans and Haitians are coming into the country now from the southern border in a ridiculous amount.
Yeah, I've been hearing reports of that. I've been hearing reports.
They're all grown. They're all either teenagers or all grown men. So it's almost like an invasion at this point.
There's a Home Depot right down the block from my house, right?
Damn.
I could go down there, and all the migrants that's standing out there looking for work, they all dark-skinned people. Dark skin, not Hispanic looking, none of that. Darker than me.
Yeah, we don't have that. We don't have corners where you can go and get immigrants to do like construction work or garden work. We don't have that here in Detroit. We don't have that.
Really? They're not standing in front of your local Home Depot or Lowe's? They all in New York, they standing in front of every Home Depot and Lowe's that it is in the city.
No, not in Detroit. I don't see that in Detroit as of right now. I saw that when I was in Florida. When I was in Florida, but I did not see that. I don't see that now, you know, because I do go to Home Depot because I own my house, and sometimes I have to go and, you know, buy something for the house or whatever. So no, we don't have like, not in Detroit, you know what I'm saying? We don't have like now, but here's the thing, we have a large Hispanic community in Southwest Detroit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, they're here, you know, Hispanics are here. They've had a history of being here. They have a whole section of the city where they normally stay. So maybe they are, you know, because they have a buffer, they have a homegrown community, they can just merge into that. But no, like, you know, because most of the Home Depots, first and foremost, we only have one Home Depot inside of the city limits, and that's on 7 Mile and Myers. And freaking all the rest of the Home Depots are Dearborn, Sterling Heights, Madison Heights. They're out in the suburbs because for us, everything's out in the suburbs. Most of the shit is not in the city. You got to go out in the suburbs to go get, you know, any other national brands and things of that nature, right? You know, we have you know, Lowe's, Meigarts or Weingarts. That's another chain, local chain of home improvement stores here in the Midwest. So yeah, and so based on what I'm saying, you know, no, I personally don't see immigrants like that, but you know, just in different parts of the country, I'm not doubting you at all that they have that. Can anybody hear me? Or I'm sorry.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay.
We hear you.
Well, in the 5 boroughs of New York City, you got at least minimum 3 Home Depots in every borough.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? So, and actually, Brooklyn's the largest borough. You might have 5 in Brooklyn, and same thing with Queens. I know because I live in Staten Island. Staten Island has 3.
Arthur Blank is doing good, huh? I said Arthur Blank is doing good. The owner of the Atlanta Falcons, he owns Home Depot. so I'm saying Arthur Blank is, yeah, he definitely. I mean, but y'all got millions of people there. You know what I mean? Compared to Detroit, we don't have millions of people here. You know what I'm saying?
It's over 10 million people live in New York City. So,
right. Our whole metropolitan area, we lucky if we got 3 or 4 million. That's including Detroit and the surrounding suburbs. You know what I'm saying? Inside of Michigan, this area, metropolitan Detroit, is where most of the population is located in Michigan. The next biggest city in population is Grand Rapids, which is on the western part, which is, you know, right across from Chicago or right across from Lake Michigan, and they're at 200,000. You know what I'm saying? Detroit itself has like 600,000, but when you add up the surrounding, you know what I'm saying, municipalities and cities that surround Detroit proper is freaking probably about 2 to 3 million. So we have more people that live in the suburbs than we actually have living inside the city of Detroit.
Okay.
But even so, we're still like 7 million below y'all. Even, you know what I mean, even if you count it all of, you know what I'm saying, Wayne County, Macomb, Oakland, and Washtenaw, that's even including Ann Arbor. You know what I'm saying? Washtenaw County, Ann Arbor's in Washtenaw. Livingston. Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
Hey, what y'all think about this question right here, this statement right here?
He says the access to capital problem is an education problem, not a white man. I mean, bro, that's false, bro. That's false, man. That's false, because you have a lot of people that have financial. You don't think black people are, you know what I'm saying? Well, let's say you don't think there's a sector of black people that are in business that understand how to access capital and so on and so forth. I mean, there's been studies that have proven that black people who have the same credit score as whites routinely get turned down. They just did one, NFC, look, Navy Federal Credit Union,
Look, I was just gonna say that, man.
Which I belong to.
Look, man. See, man. Look, man. It's only non-FBA people say shit like this, man.
Right. Which I belong to. Deny vets that have the same credit score as white vets that get turned down, you know what I'm saying, for loans, bro. This is historic. This has been
just in the news. It was just in the news.
Yeah, man, this happened, man. It ain't an education problem. Nigga, they've been doing
we were all the bad thing is we're all vets. The bad thing, we're all vets.
That's
so we're all making the same money. Right. So there was no reason why you would excuse.
Check this out. Here in New York, we have a credit union called the Municipal Credit Union. This for government workers of New York, city of New York, and the state of New York, right?
Yeah.
Now, back in the 90s, I remember my uncle. He went to buy a Cadillac. Municipal Credit Union approved him for the loan.
Yeah.
Right. Top of the line Cadillac. Back then, that car was probably, I think he was going to spend maybe around 50,000, close to it, right?
Right.
He went back to them and told him, he said, no, I don't want the car. He said, I got more money to put down. I want to put this money down on the house. He said, I got 30% of the money, right? You know, the Municipal Credit Union turned him down for the house. They approved him for the car, but turned him down for the house. And his credit score at that time, this is back in the 90s, was a 750. There was no 800 back then. So 750 was about the highest you could have.
The highest you can get. Yeah.
Right. And they turned him down.
They'll give him a declining asset, right? Versus an appreciating asset.
Exactly.
So I'm just saying, like, bro, this like, if you really understand the history of this stuff, because like I said, this goes beyond a lot of us, man. You know, like I said, it's well documented. If you know where to go look at it or what have you. You're talking about individual, bro. We have banking institutions that had paid the insurance back in the day during, like, back in the 30s and the 40s, right? You know what I'm saying? And freaking, they had paid the insurance money and freaking, when it was time for them to, you know what I'm saying, like, lean on, hey, listen, we're going through a bad time. It's the Depression. You know what I'm saying? We need, we paid into this policy to back us as a bank, as a credit union. You know what I mean? And sure enough, the black banks were allowed to fail. You know what I'm saying? Like, this stuff is at a systematic level, bro. It's not even at an individual, but the individuals get hurt in it. You know what I mean? Blacks have always had to pay for more for the same thing that whites get for very low money, or other groups get for very low money. You know what I mean? I'm talking anecdotally right now, because I don't have like statistics and proofs and where I can cite this particular, book and things of that nature. Would take me longer to do that. But listen, there's those who have done this work. I've researched this. I've listened to lectures. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of different things. Like, bro, it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's not all our fault, dude. Like when you have a group of people that's going through like you could say like an individual. Like this individual, he fucked up. You know what I mean? But when this starts happening over groups of people over a period of time, and then that's when it becomes like, yo, something's wrong with the system. Yeah, something's wrong with the situation, bro. Yo, you know, not everybody's gonna fall through the cracks. You see what I'm saying?
Hold on for a second, man. We just got Ray Money just came up.
Yo, what up?
Also, man, historically, man, this stuff is still going on today, man. I'm always seeing some type of news report where a red line is still existing, where the black person trying to buy a house. It's always some bullshit or it's some type of thing where it's like, oh, I'm white and I say so. You know, when a black person is trying to purchase a home somewhere and they say, oh no, you know what I'm saying, you can't purchase for whatever reason, some bullshit rule they made up. So I mean, the shit still exists. We see it every goddamn day if you're paying attention. If you're not tapped into these,
is it the rule though, or is it the exception?
No, it's the goddamn rule. What are you talking about? Exception to who?
I'm saying, is it? So you're saying that that's the rule, that most of the times when black people go to acquire, like say for example, a business loan or credit, they get turned down because of their skin color.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the rule. That's the rule. The ones that don't, that's it. The ones that do, that's the exception. Yes, that's what we're saying. We're saying that it's you know, and there's a bunch of evidence and proof over decades.
It's so much proof. It was recently. Recently, yes. It's a lady who just came out. She worked in a loan office as a loan officer, and she was told not to give loans to goddamn black people and shit. They had to limit the amount of loans they gave to black people with good credit.
But what's crazy, I can go buy that brand new Mercedes Benz. I can go buy that $100,000 GT53, and they'll say approved. You know what I'm saying? But when I go buy the house for the same amount of money, nah, no.
That's why I just say, bro, I'm gonna be an expat. that's all.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
That's where I wanted to go, because you said something earlier. You said we take those dollars, right, and move out of the country, South America, wherever, where our dollars work for us better. Now, my question to you is, what are these men gonna do for work overseas? Because not everybody can do some type of
you're correct,
at home computer work or whatever overseas.
You're absolutely correct. What I'm prescribing really only applies to a certain sector of us. And you're completely correct, bro. And even then, I'm saying in retirement. You know what I mean? Like so just like how Ronan, he's a perfect example. This brother is 100% connected disability veteran. You know what I mean? He's in his retirement age, right? You know what I mean? He has income already coming in. He did his work already in the States. You know what I'm saying? So he has money that's gonna, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna, you know, go with him. You know what I mean? You know, so
yeah, that's me as well. I'm newly retired. Actually, yesterday was my last official day of work,
bro.
Congratulations,
brother.
Congratulations. Yeah, for
real.
That's big, because let me say this. That's big because a lot of us don't make it because of high blood pressure and other things that stress us out as black men. The fact that you made it there, sir, congratulations.
Exactly. So this is more like, for me, I'm gonna be 45 this year in November, right? You know what I'm saying? So my retirement is going to be what I get from my military pension. Yeah, hopefully they still got Social Security by then. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, I'm still banking on it. I don't give a damn what they keep saying is gonna run out. No, you're gonna give me my shit. See what I'm saying? So I'm hoping by, you know what I'm saying, I'll have that. And then I have, like, you know, 20 years to try to do whatever I can do in the private market, right? You know what I'm saying? So those are my, so So what I'm looking at is like, okay, I'm gonna be probably in my peak years. I'm a professional, you know what I mean? I work in IT. I had to take this is, I can't fuck this up. This is, you know what I'm saying? I have to freaking use whatever money's, you know what I'm saying, and income potential that I have to you know, and my thing is I'm not going to really focus in the United States. Right. So you know, I make about 40. Go ahead. I'm sorry, HB.
When is Social Security supposed to run out? They keep saying the same shit for years.
They keep saying it. They keep saying it, but you know, I mean, you know, but that's something that they say. I don't believe it. I don't believe it will. I don't really believe it will. But it, you know,
technically, legally wise, there should be nothing that affects Social Security, personally, and that's been confirmed by several other presidents. It works on a totally different budget and a system that, unless the Senate or somebody tries to reauthorize access to it, it should never run out.
But one of the things they say why it might run out is because they say they borrow from it every year. You know what I mean? They always, you know, they borrow these IOUs,
which they should not be doing.
They run at a deficit. They run at a deficit or whatever, and they borrow from it. But here's the thing: as long as the United States military, because that's the thing. What we still have is we have the greatest military in the world, you know, as well as, you know what I'm saying, pretty much we can print money as will. We're a sovereign nation. You know what I mean? We print money at will. And as long as America pays its debts, is good to go. And there's always gonna be tax money. You know what I'm saying? There's always gonna be mofos paying taxes, as well as, you know, we're the safest places to put money in, you know what I mean? And our currency is what is being used in foreign countries to sell foreign goods. Now there are some threats with BRICS, you know, and some, you know, countries saying that we're no longer going to trade in dollars.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. BRICS will never happen.
Yeah, I don't believe it. Long as we got a bully pulpit, you're gonna trade in dollars, motherfuckers. We're not gonna allow you not to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I would say, at least, I don't think the system's gonna collapse in 20, 30 years. That's my personal opinion. You know what I mean? But I could be wrong. I'm not a fortune seer. You know, I could be wrong. But as long as these things remain constant, I feel like my best bet is to go. I'm sorry, bro. I'm not hearing you, Big Guns.
Hey, hold on for a second. I got some.
No, I didn't say anything. That you're hearing my son in the background.
Hey, hold on for a second. I got somebody in the background. Yo, who is? Damn, the fuck? Why that shit did that shit? Yo, who is? Hey, Chris,
where'd he go?
Man, cam up, man.
Yeah, you better make him cam up.
You gotta verify who that is. Who that, Chris? Yo, what's up, bro?
What's going on, fellas?
What's going on, dog? What you got on the topic?
Hey, Chris, how you doing, brother? Nice to invite you to the panel, bro. Nice you came in.
I appreciate it. I was just listening. Like, I was in another conversation with another gentleman. I came over here and I was captivated, so I stayed.
Right. I just want to make sure, man, you wasn't no weirdo or something, man.
Nah, man, come on. Hey, and real talk, the dude that I was just talking to, he's like, okay, wait, Chris, I gotta kick you off because we got somebody else that want to come on, and he only wanted to do one-on-ones. He didn't want to, you know, like, you guys have 5 people right now, right? So he's like, okay, well, I gotta let you go. And I was like, you might want to wait. So he brought the other dude up, and in no time, it was just a dick. And he's like, I was like, I told you.
What?
I'm for real. This just happened. We was talking sports and all this shit.
But how did you come across this stream, if you don't mind me asking, Chris?
I'm a hacker, so, you know, I pick a lot of shit up that I just, and for me, I'll be honest, it started as just trolling. You know, like, I was just like, these motherfuckers, they talk about shit, I'm gonna ruin their motherfucking lives. But it evolved into, like, me actually finding streams that I was like, Yeah, they're talking about something. So I want to hear what they got to say.
Yeah, go ahead though, man. I'm gonna keep you on the bit screen just in case, you know what I'm saying? Because you already said you're a hacker, man. So we got to be careful, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't confirm or deny that you might be a suspected white supremacist. You know, I don't want, you know what I'm saying? I don't want.
Come on, man.
Hey, you coming up talking about flashing people.
So bro. HB.
Go ahead. Oh,
so shit. HB, let them come up to the center. Let them come up to the center.
No, he can talk.
Chris, but from Chris, what you've been hearing, what are you assimilating? What are you assimilating from the conversation that we're having within reason?
Yeah.
What are you getting from it?
Man, I'm sorry. Like
your own opinion. No harm, no foul. Yeah, listen. We're a whole bunch of military guys up in here. Listen, we're a whole bunch of military guys in here.
Let him talk.
No, but wait a minute. Let me clarify some things. We're a bunch of military guys in here. Our feelings don't get hurt. Our feelings don't get hurt. It's an honest opinion from somebody outside of our race. How do you feel about what's going on in the conversation that we're talking about? And do you think it's feasible?
I would love to answer that question.
Okay.
But the fact that I come up here, you know, and obviously white, and the first thing I come up here and I'm already a white supremacist.
No, I said suspected. So we got to make sure we use the proper language.
Like,
and hold on, bro. When you come up here, you know what I'm saying? When we speaking, we use correct language. I said suspected. I say suspected.
How you start a dialogue with anyone.
Hey, you come look. You're not gonna tell me what I do on my goddamn my panel because for one thing, you're the one that's talking about some damn you a hacker and shit, and you want to come up here and troll, and you thought about goddamn ruining people's shit. So one thing, we're gonna stand on business when you come up here talking to me, because it ain't gonna be no bullshit. Because I'm not a sucker, and you're not gonna talk to me, telling me what I need to do and how things should pan out, player. That's just what it is.
All right.
So if I say you might be a suspected white supremacy, it wasn't no disrespect. I didn't call you a white supremacist. I said you may be suspected of being a white supremacist.
It was very disrespectful. You can talk all that other shit about this being your channel. You do whatever the fuck you want, blah blah blah. But that.
Yes, eat a dick, motherfucker. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's not productive, bro. At this point, yeah.
All he had to do was answer the question.
Yeah, exactly. I really didn't understand what was his purpose. Because when he started talking about something, I'm like, well, how do you even come across this channel? Like what? Like I didn't understand what the point was.
Get out of here, man.
Yeah, I didn't get it. Made no sense.
If he was going to be objective, I would have liked to hear the answer.
Yeah, me too.
When he spins it back to what HB said, instead of, well, you should have never announced that you were a hacker and you come in the rooms and you do certain things. You should have shut up about that shit first. You know what I mean?
To be honest with you,
the point of getting off the topic, I don't want to get off the topic dwelling on that dude. You know what I'm saying? Let's stay focused on that. That's the distraction.
So HB, you want to ask me about Navy Federal and what I thought about it?
Yeah. Because you said that.
Hey, tell me what happened, because I'm a Navy Federal member and I have no idea.
I'm just trying to understand. Go ahead.
All right. So my whole point was it being an education problem. The education problem is, yes, Black people have the same credit worthiness, right, as a whole in general. But I'm saying that the people that are having problems, they don't understand how to use and leverage that credit and that debt to use it to make money. That's what I think is the primary problem, because you're saying that only FBAs talk like this. Well, non-FBAs have found a way to make and build businesses in this country, leveraging their credit just like white people have.
So,
and they don't sit around talking about the white man's keeping them down.
So you think Black people don't have no business in this country? That's what you're saying?
That's not what I said. No, that's not. No, don't put words in my mouth, HB. No, don't put words in my mouth, HB. No. That's not what I said.
Say that again. Say it again. What you said. Clarify.
Okay.
You say
what I said was FBA, right? Because what you said was only not FBA talk like. oh, only non-FBAs talk like that, right? That's what you said, right? And you brought up Navy Federal as an example of redlining, quote unquote, right? But my point is, and my point was in the beginning, was that it's an education problem on how to use your credit worthiness, how to leverage the debt system. See, this is something that Nigerians have figured out. This is something that other races from other black people from other countries have figured this shit out. Culturally, that shit is ingrained in them to come here with nothing and build businesses from nothing. Okay.
My question to you, Ray, is it really nothing? When they are letting the best of these countries come into this mofo. It ain't your average Nigerian back in freaking, you know what I'm saying, in Abuja that's getting into fucking America. It ain't the average one. It's the best of the best.
What about
and they give them a $25,000 stipend when they get here.
Because I'm Haitian. And it ain't the best of the best Haitians that's coming here neither. But motherfuckers still find a way to make the shit work. And I don't hear no Haitian people sitting around talking about the white man's keeping them down.
Haitians ain't really opening up big businesses like that in this country.
Facts.
Y'all in the same boat. Y'all in the same boat as Black Americans.
Facts. So what?
Okay.
So
the only thing y'all opening is a restaurant. Maybe
it was just an example, man. It was just an example. There's more Haitian doctors than talking about Caribbean blacks. There's more Haitian doctors than anywhere else in the United States. Haitians like.
What's the date on that? Because I never seen a Haitian doctor.
What?
Nah, they got them. They out there.
I'm saying they out there, but I'm saying but the thing is, when we start talking about, there are more Haitian.
Yeah, when you start talking about empirical numbers. Yeah, I'm saying I know the HBCUs produce most of the black doctors in the country. So I mean, we would have to see like, well, how many Haitian doctors versus FBA doctors, and unfortunately, you know, I mean, a lot of these
Navy Federal.
A lot of these people. Hold on, let's go through your example. Hold on, Ray. Hold on. Hold on, Ray. Let's not leave this real quick because you brought it up. So let's be fair. You brought that topic up. The thing is that we don't have the statistics, we don't have the language to really break us out because y'all merge into us. You understand? So there's a lot of times there's not a delineation between what's a Black American tied to FBA. We're going to use FBA since everybody knows that term versus, you know, a Caribbean American. We don't really break that down to have these specific numbers.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. 100% I agree. Yeah, we merge into y'all because the white man looks at us all the same. But that still hasn't stopped Black people from other places from coming here and doing their thing. I'm just saying. I'm looking at it from that perspective.
What's that dude that just died? That African dude just got killed by that white woman. This dude was talking about all kind of greedy shit about Black Americans, and once his ass got murked by that white woman, you know what his family was doing? Oh, you FBA brothers, come help. We need your support. And then you start crying about white supremacy. But you know what I'm saying? Before that, you were saying that, you know what I'm saying? Oh, these Negroes ain't shit, like talking shit about Black women. And then you kissing ass to white women, and then the white woman got there kill your ass. Then now your family out here trying to goddamn ask for support.
Oh, you talking about the dude got stabbed up?
Stabbed up.
Yeah.
So I'm saying it's just like examples of that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? That we're not rocking with. You know what I'm saying? So you saying they'll come over here and say, oh, there's no problem, but you oppressed just like us. But the thing is, you want to come over and keep your head now and not say anything, keep the oppression, and then pick up the scraps. Instead of goddamn, you know what I'm saying, building goddamn industries and empires and stuff. Because a little goddamn bodega store and some damn restaurant and shit. I mean that ain't no flex.
So okay, it ain't no flex, but it's something. It's a start. Businesses get started. That's how empires get started, right?
But we already been doing that here. And the thing is, when we talk about white supremacy, they're gonna allow you they're gonna only allow you to go as far as they want to allow you to go. So that's what we trying to goddamn convey to brothers. You know what I'm saying? We need to goddamn get on code and learn how to goddamn work together and create these goddamn industries like JBL was saying that we don't own any type of major production industries and stuff like that. That's the shit that we need to be getting on instead of being separated.
My prescription, I'm gonna be honest with you. My prescription is say, fuck these Western dominated white fucking supremacist freaking systems. You know what I mean? Let's take the dollars that we got and go back to the motherland. I'm really talking about some real straight up Marcus Garvey type shit that Marcus Garvey didn't even do. You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna treat you like shit when you get there.
Do you know what they
treat you just like ass when you get back to the motherland? They're gonna treat you like shit when you get there.
I mean, but bro, I've been to the motherland.
What they told? You know what they told Malcolm X when he went over there? You know what he told? You know what they told Malcolm X when they went over there? They told Malcolm, they said, "This ain't your home. You left your home."
Exactly.
I get it, BG. I get it, BG. Listen, listen. Hey, James, bro. Hey, how you doing, brother? And I want you to speak, and I really do, bro. So I want you to speak, man. I'm done talking.
Whenever I come on HB show, I like to do some good listening because a lot of times I'm coming on because I'm going on another live because I was on this show, this live, the Love Jones show. HB, you got to go look at this woman's show, man. Her and the people who are on her show, I've been on her lives. I was on her live just now. Go check it out, man. They have a deep-seated hatred for black men. It is an accumulation of black women. I try my best to try to have a decent conversation, but it is just plain straight fire. That is part of our problem.
That's our problem.
Hold on. These women are also, they have kids. They are potentially the mothers of kids who will enjoy the foundations that we build, that we're talking about right now. Okay? We have a problem. Just like Tariq Nasheed talking about foundational black men, and he was saying, you don't got the hairline. I guess me and Ronan is out. You know? Come all kinds
of man, don't put me in your
I'm just messing. You know what I'm saying? I guess me and Ronan out. Hey. Oh boy. Uh-oh.
I earned my honesty.
We can separate each other. You know what I'm saying?
Get some Beijing.
Yo, James, I literally had this conversation with my own mother today. We were sitting down watching the football game, you know what I'm saying? Was watching Michigan Panthers versus the Birmingham Stallions. Anyways, that's a side point. But the point, but somehow in the conversation, because my mom's a very opinionated person, she's like 70 somethings, born in 1953. You know, she's bitter about my dad. She's bitter about her dad. You know what I'm saying? Leaving her mama. She's bitter about my dad not being the dude that I guess he should have been, whatever the case may be. But she made this statement. I had to challenge her, bro. Everything in me had to challenge her. My manosphere in me wasn't going to let it go. She was like, yeah, we black women, we've had the worst of the worst. I said, I was like,
stop yourself.
Did you tell her that were more black men hanging from trees than women?
Exactly, bro. I said, Mom, listen. I said, well, the statistics don't prove that out. We're the most incarcerated. I brought it to today's standard, right? And I talked about it back then. I said, I was like, we the most incarcerated. Our black boys are not reading on the same level as black girls, you know, so on and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? But my mother's she's a baby boomer, bro. So she's still kind of like stuck in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, right? You know what I'm saying? And whenever I bring up statistics, I was like, Mom, I said, black women have more kids than black men. You know what I mean? Like, because she was like, well, the problem was with these black men, because we're from Detroit, these niggas was going into factories, they was getting these jobs, these checks, and they was leaving these black women on welfare and having women across families across the town and this and that. Basically, you know what I'm saying? This is her perspective because she's a woman. At the end of the day, even that's my mother, bro. And I have to realize women are women. At the end of the day, women are women. So they're gonna see it from their perspective, right? You know what I'm saying?
So,
go ahead.
Hey, by the way, HB, I can answer questions about Navy Federal and being in the Navy too. If I just saw that message right there. But the thing about it is, what the static that keeps happening is, and I was just talking to Sister Batas on her show. We got decent women and we got decent men, and we're missing each other. Okay. for a large part, we got a lot of our young women dating the trash of the neighborhood, the number one creation of a passport, bro. We sitting there going to school, going to military, getting educated, getting our school, you know what I'm saying? Not running around, not getting with kids, and we sitting there watching in the passing. Good girls, trash. Good girls, trash. We finally go out with them to get used for free meals. That's just a small portion of it. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, what we keep sitting there and watching like it's a TV show, a bad TV show, is the worst of them knocking up like 5 and 6 of them, you know what I'm saying? Having illegitimate kids. And these women know that the dudes they get knocked up by are dudes that want no part in being a father or portrayed absolutely no fatherly traits or marriage or husband traits whatsoever. And because they're not showing those traits, that's why they like them. Because the other guys, what do we call them? And we do it too. We call them simps. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And because of that little high school who's dating who crap, which is stuff and I hate to talk about because it's high school BS. We're grown men. We shouldn't be having a conversation about who's dating who. You know what I'm saying? But that is that little thing right there is a root that sprouts out a lot of major problems that we do have to talk about. That FBA and all this other stuff. Look, if we had each other's back, we wouldn't have all these different groups and different affiliations and passport bros. A lot of these channels wouldn't even be created because we wouldn't need it because we're sitting in our own. Look, we could be in the hood, but if in that hood brick neighborhood we got each other's back and we taking care of each other, that's paradise. We wouldn't care. We don't need. What would you need? We're taking care of each other. You're not gonna need anywhere. You probably wouldn't even want to move. And if you go somewhere and make it big, you're going to come back to that neighborhood and you probably want to build a house right up the street because this is home. This is your place. That's what a lot of these other folks do, man. They go back to them places. But if it's a bad place, you don't want no part of it. First thing we do want to do when we get money is move as far away from the hoods as possible. And
that's the problem. That's the problem.
I know it's a problem. Because I got little C's over there. We got good dudes over there. We got good daughters. We got good dudes. And we all got one dude that's hood. That's our boy. We all got that. I got boys that they'll leave you where so nobody can find you. But that's my boy. And it's just my boy because we grew up together. It is what it is. And you try to pull them aside. Yo, I got a better way. They're like, the streets is home. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I got to do for me. This is all I know. It's all I knew. I don't believe in changing for nobody. You know what I'm saying? If people don't like what I do, you know, to hell with them. You know what I'm saying? Either join me or you against me. Y'all know them conversations. We all had them. You know them dudes. Yeah. And if you hear about them hurt, you're going to be like, I saw it coming, but damn. You know what I'm saying? Those dudes are there too. Go ahead. I'm sorry, HB.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Ray Money for goddamn coming up, man. Hey, Ray Money, you come up anytime. And shout out to Alex, man. But yeah, man, keep going what you were saying.
Yeah, I was just saying, and these little things that I'm talking about, even though I just talked out the side of my head, I'll admit that the dating thing is little, it's actually a big thing. It's not little, but it should be little. It should be. Mm-hmm. I was on this woman's show and she was saying, and it happens a lot. Oh, well, white dudes don't treat their women like that. And she would say, like, in the manosphere, you don't hear. Oh, I know. This is what she said. She said, oh, white men do be up on the internet talking about their women. That's black men. I'm like, do you know what the manosphere is? Have you ever heard of the black manosphere? I said, why do you think we have to call it the black manosphere? Because it's a subgroup among a massive group. MGTOW created the manosphere.
Right, the white man created the shit. Yeah.
It's white dudes, and they are massive. They have tens of millions of followers, and they go in on their women. And I mean in. Okay.
And listen, and they be running through their own women too. Because I be I used to drive Uber part-time, and I used to goddamn go through the college areas and shit, man. And I used to listen to the conversations, and these white girls be crying over these white boys be running through them, and they be like, what's he doing me like this? Oh, he's having sex with my best friend. I'm hearing this shit every goddamn weekend, and I'm like, And I hear these little white dudes talking, having these little conversations, talking about how they be smashing this chick, smashing this chick, but they always try to vilify us for doing something similar to whatever they doing.
HB, tell them about a white dude, an attractive white dude with money and game, how he treats the world, how he treats the dating world. Tell them. I mean, you talking about a dude who look at you when a woman says, I want to settle down. He's like, I was just on a date with your daughter the other night, ma'am. And I heard your mother was cute too. And then he looks at her and says this, what are you going to do about it? What really are you going to do about it? When a black men run around like that, they know how to come for us. They know how to come for us. And most of the ones who go after the manosphere, who are they usually targeted? Us. They're going after they really, every time you hear what the ones that they go after, they're going after it's the black men who are running through America, banging all kinds of women and knocking women up. We don't have that kind of power, ma'am. We're not doing that.
And this all goes back.
We ain't got that.
Agreed, James, man. And this goes back to what I was trying to illustrate to my mother. I said, Mom, I get it. Black women have gone through a lot of different things and so on. Y'all women and black men put y'all through shit and blah, 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 and so on and so forth. I said, but the real enemy is always going to be, I said, Mom, this is a man's world. And at the end of the day, you are not a threat to men. Men are a threat to men. So we suffer all of the injustices, all of the shit. They are trying to subjugate us, not you. They use you to subjugate us. You know what I'm saying? Like they have weaponized, and they've used the white woman to weaponize black women against us. Like we are suffering, all the statistics, all the stats. And then she was like, I don't believe in stats. And that's when I just kind of said, fuck it, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because that's a woman's motherfucking thing, right?
Boy, listen, kryptonite, boy, that's one of the kryptonite statistic, boy.
Yeah.
Guess what I hit with? And guess what I hit this woman? The show I was just on, which is the Love Jones show. I'm gonna put a little post up, man. HB, you definitely got to check this woman out. She's gonna give you a lot of material, a lot, especially my show that I did today, her live today. I'm gonna put it on there. I said, you keep talking about men this, men that, and she said, feminizing of black women is an alarming thing. And she was asking me, what do I think of that? And she was trying to say that it's because black men are beating up and killing black women. And I say, well, do you know that the insurance, life insurance, and medical insurance agencies are rejecting women who show a track record of dating, seeking out bad relationships, bad men, violent men. And as a result of that research that they did so that they can start doing this, they find out that women heavily seek out these relationships, which is why a lot of violent men in prison get tons and tons and mounds of letters from beautiful women, not women, beautiful women, and lots of them. We decent men, we good men, we passport bros, past and present. The good ones, the ones who got their heads on right. We sat there and we watched women date that we've seen it, so we know what we're talking about. Okay, that is the creation of a passport bro. We know about. And she said, and I said, could you please show me the statistical research that backs up your claim of this black men and all these things you're saying about men and how white men are so much better and all this stuff right there. She said, we're not comparing white men. I was like, she's not listening to her own words. She's not listening to it. She'll say something and I'm looking at what they're writing on there, and their hatred is demonic. It is off the wall. And I was like, if you have this much hate for us, then I guess it's understandable why we would want no part in dating in America and leaving. I guess you understand. Because if you hate someone and they don't want nothing to do with you, won't you get it? I mean, if I hate somebody and they say I don't want nothing to do with you, I'll be like, all right, well, cool. Yeah, we're good. I understand because I hate you. Why would you want to be around someone you hate? This is something I always say. Why would I continue into an intelligent conversation with someone who speaks to me that way? Why would I do that? I mean, if I'm talking to you and you call me a name, you call me stupid or dumb or a ninja or something like that. I'm like, okay, the conversation's over. And you go, why you want to leave? It means I got you. I said, I cooked you. You cooked me by calling me a name. The only way to cook me is to prove me wrong. That's how you cook.
Not to use ad
Cooking people
hominems.
is proving them wrong with facts, research. You ever heard of Roland Martin? The dude cooks people on a high level. People are afraid of that dude. Roland Martin,
big ass coon. Roland Martin.
Yeah, I know, but he does cook people. He does cook.
Yeah.
I know he does.
I don't understand that.
Like he cooked Candace Owens. He cooked her. He got her good. Okay.
Hey, Ray Money.
Hey,
hold on for a second, man. Shout out to Ray Money to become my first member, man. Now I got to post some content. Now you press me to post some content, man. Hopefully I can get some. I see. I don't know the rules, the complete rules on like posting some kind of salacious content, but not too salacious to get kicked off. But I'm gonna post something, man, up on the
check
on the members page, man, just for my members, man. And shout out Ray Money, man.
Shout out.
I want to start doing live responses with the live video. You know, you got the video on the side and you pause it and respond. I know it's simple. That's what I want to start doing because that gets a lot more. You definitely want to start doing that, HB. Matter of fact, if you already know how to do it with that woman's live that she did today.
A reaction video. That's what you're saying?
Oh, a reaction video. Yeah, live one like that. HB, you do that. But if you do that, HB, you definitely probably won't want to like let people on because you're gonna have to do that. Like that's a one-man show type right there when you do
reaction to what?
The
woman's video he was talking about.
Let me post it because I keep talking about it. I haven't.
Yeah, I'm not doing.
Put it in the back chat. Put it in the back chat so we can capture it.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, it's just that people with bigger and more active shows like that always like tell them about it. I mean, I could do the same thing, but I'm still learning. You know what I'm saying? That's
why my whole thing is, man, I'm not gonna sit over and cry over spoiled milk, man. You know what I'm saying? My whole content is based off travel and turning up, having a good time, and trying to expose brothers who never traveled before to get a passport. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, like right now, we might get off topic a little bit. We kind of got off topic today, talking about all this white supremacy shit, and you know what I'm saying, and reparations and all that.
Reparations,
but, yeah, but you know what I'm saying. My whole goal is
constitutional amendments, FBA.
You know that if I come on your show, you start talking about that, because I'm gone. I'm gonna go. Yeah, it's true.
James,
for me, man.
James, I didn't see your full forehead. Hold up, James. I didn't see your full forehead until now. But you got me beat. You got me beat. I have to give it to you. You got me beat. And it's okay. It's okay. We can always seek help later.
Hey, we can know what I can't wait to do? Later. I can't wait. Like when I go to Turkey and they do the drawing of where they're going to do it, I'm going to show how big that joint is.
HB, I'm getting ready to drop down.
Yeah,
12 o'clock. After 12 o'clock East Coast time.
I was about to say something to you, man. I said I wouldn't really want to hear from Big Gaines while he was up here, but you know what I'm saying. I appreciate you for coming through, man.
Hey, Big Gaines, I've listened to you go and join many of a panel, bro, and it's been an honor, man. It's been an honor. I love my East Coast brothers, bro, and thanks for conversing with me, man. I appreciate you, bro.
All right. Okay, so y'all have a good night. I'm gonna drop down. Time for me to go to bed.
All right, bro.
Yeah, I should be hitting my ass too. My wife done called me. She, I done ignored the call because I was talking.
You done ignored her, bro.
Chatting up with about
yeah, you done ignored her. She might not allow you in the bed tonight.
Man, shit, bro. I already sleep on the couch, bro. It is what it is. You know what I mean? I do what I do. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. So James, but back to what you was talking about, bro. Like, it's so funny that you came up because I was, you know what I'm saying, I went to go visit one of the few times I even go visit because my mom's a very opinionated person, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like she drove me to the fucking military, man. I'm like, yo, I can't be in this house no more with this woman, bro. I got, you know what I mean? Like both me and my brother only talked to my mom literally, bro, like 10 years. He went over there and talked to her for like what was this last summer that just passed in 2023. He had talked to her in 10 years prior to that, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, that nigga's on some different shit. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even go that far with my mom, you know, even though, you know, I might go 2 months. I ain't gonna go 10 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, she definitely one of those opinionated females, man. But like she doesn't understand like what we dealing with today. Like even with all her angst and everything, being her child, and you know what I'm saying, and seeing her, you know what I'm saying, my mom didn't play, she ain't messing around with dudes. I give her that, bro. She ain't bring no dudes over us after my dad died. You know what I'm saying? You know, she was hard as fuck on us, but she ain't bring no dudes over us, man. She wasn't
You know
a
what?
whore.
My mother did.
Go ahead.
Let me say this. My mom's 80. I'm 56.
Yeah.
Even as her youngest child,
yeah,
I had a conversation with her. I run the household. Even when I walk in her house, I run her house.
Mm-hmm.
I am the man of the family, period.
Mm-hmm.
There is no question. But at the end of the day, I asked her, I said, look, you taught me how to be a gentleman. You taught me how to cook and clean for myself. Why was the only thing you left out was how vindictive and sneaky women can be? You never warned me, not once.
No. Listen,
right? Not once.
My mama
right.
did,
and she said,
my
"Well,
mom
wait."
did.
I said,
I didn't believe her.
She said, I wanted you to figure that out for yourself. I was like, what the fuck? How is that going to benefit me?
My mom definitely warned me.
You set me up to have to figure it out on my own. But then at the end of the day, basically, you're protecting other females more than you were protecting me.
Right.
Do you realize that?
She was on code. She was on the woman code. Yeah,
she stayed on code regardless whether I was her son or not, and her youngest said that.
Now I would say
I said, you know, right.
My mother did, bro. But you understand, my mother was such a hard ass, and I couldn't, you know what I mean? Like I didn't accept it. I was just like, if you saying it gotta be opposite of that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how much. That's how
I was
much.
Not bullheaded like that now. No.
Yeah, bro. Like, but you understand, like my mom was such a hard ass, bro. Like she was such a she didn't make sense a lot of times what she would do. Like she would accuse us of shit and we didn't do it. You know what I mean? My mom used to flip out on me and my brother, bro. She used to beat us. You know what I mean? My mother used to beat us, whip us. Hey. You know what I mean? Over little shit, bro. Like you know what I'm saying?
Bruh, cutting boards, straps. I grew up with a baby boomer mother. Come on now.
Yeah, man. Like for me, that shit fucked me up, bro. Like that fucked me and my brother up, bro.
That didn't bother me at all. That's the whole thing. That never bothered me.
The
part that bothered me was you said you prepared me for everything in life, but you left out the fact that you didn't teach me how vindictive and sneaky women can be. Yet and still, you told me how to treat them. You told me how to be a gentleman. You taught me how to replace them in fact of cooking and cleaning for myself. I mean, I didn't need them for that. So that meant I could just pick a good woman. But you never told me what a good woman looked like.
Yeah. I mean, I would say here's the thing. Like what I had was like I never looked at my mom as a good woman, bro. You know what I mean? She was like everything I didn't want a woman to be. She was very masculine. She was very controlling. She was very opinionated. Like I didn't want to deal with none of that shit, bro. Like she was everything. I was like, I don't want no woman ever like her. I never, you know what I'm saying? This is why my brother's like, yo, he's like, bro, I'll never let a bitch run me. Because that's how my mother ran us. You see what I'm saying? So when my mom did drop jewels, because she taught me some shit, and I ended up fucking learning that shit down the line. One of the things she used to tell me, she said, Gerard, never tell bitches, she's like, never tell women what you went through with the last bitch, because she gonna use that shit against you. And I'm like, huh? You know what I'm saying? I was too young to understand that. I was too young to really understand. I mean, mind you, when she was telling me this shit, I was like 18. I was probably like in my early 20s. I wasn't even a teenager when she told me this shit. And I was just like, huh? Because but I questioned everything that she ever did because of the type of personality trait that she had. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, yeah, you know.
What's the ulterior motive for her telling me this shit? Well,
not even that. It was not even that. It was just like I just questioned her understanding how things. I just looked at my mom. She was kind of warped. She was just one of these type of people that's antisocial. You know what I'm saying? She was, she never had any friends. You know what I'm saying? She always was by herself. You know what I mean? So I just kind of was like, okay, well, that's mom's fucked up way of looking at life. You know what I mean? I didn't take it as that this was some shit that, you know, she's a woman and she's kind of giving me some game about how to deal with other women. I'm trying to think of another thing that I used to, you know, that I questioned about, you know what I'm saying? My first wife, she was like, literally, bro, I was, my first wife, so most of the time I went to a predominantly white high school. I had, you know, I interracially dated in, you know, in my teenage years, my early, you know, so on and so forth. My mother fucking hated that shit. Yeah, every time she would be able, you know, she could get a dig, she would get a dig. Oh, listen, Gerard, I ain't one of these white bitches you fucking. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how my mother talked to me.
Came at you like that?
Yeah, bro. That's how my mother talked to me, bro. That's how she talks.
Yo,
like,
for real. Ain't one of these white bitches you fucking, for real.
Yeah. Like, literally, nigga, that's what she, I'm telling you verbatim. I'm telling you verbatim how my mother talked to me and my brother, bro. She was very abrasive.
But
she was very hardcore, nigga.
She put you in a situation where you went to all white schools. Or all
predominantly white schools. Exactly.
Where you would have the opportunity to date a white girl.
Right.
Yet still she got angry at your choice.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That is? Yeah, it's really fucked up. But you know what I'm saying? But like, so like a lot of times I you know what I'm saying? Like when she would drop shit about women or different things like, you know, about women, you know, so like for instance, like, so okay, so again, I was giving you that background to give this a story about, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm 20. I meet my first wife. I'm probably I'm like maybe 27, 28 or whatever. I meet a black chick. She's from Chicago. She living down in Florida in Tampa. Blah blah. We end up hooking up. Blah blah blah. I'm kind of like, okay, I'm feeling her. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna introduce you to my mom. But mind you, it was over the phone because my mother lives in Michigan. I'm living in Florida at the time. So you know, I was like, yo, mom, this is a girl that I'm meeting, that I met, you know what I'm saying? You know, can you talk to her and so on and so forth? And so she talked to her or whatever, maybe about 30, 45 minutes and shit. And so later on, you know, my ex-wife handed my ex-wife, my first wife to be my ex-wife, handed the phone back to me. She was like, yeah, call me later on. I'm like, okay. So she was like, are you by yourself? Wow. So later on I called her. I said, you by yourself? She said, hey, Gerard, listen. She talked too much. This not the one. You know what I'm saying? This not the one. You need to get away from her. Like, for real. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, wait up. I introduced you to the black chick. I mean, you know, like, what's going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but again, my mother was so abrasive with me as a younger, teenager, adult. I discredit what the fuck she was saying. I'm just like, I looked at her like, I'm just like, oh, this is my mom. My mom just bugging. Like she just bugs out a lot anyway. So I'm just gonna discredit what the fuck she's saying. She was 100% motherfucking correct. 100% correct, man. My first wife was a hell on wheels, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like she was like, yo, she talking too much. She talked too fast. You know what I'm saying? This is her reasons why she's telling me like I shouldn't fuck with her. But at the time, I'm like, these are not really concrete reasons. You don't know her. Like maybe you misjudging her character, but everything my mother told me about my first wife actually fucking came to fruition. Came to fruition. Like it happened. You know what I mean? But she was just over, and literally it was like not even 30 minutes. She was able to, read her that well and was like, yo, this not the one. This is not the one for you. Leave her the fuck alone. But I'm like, you know what the fuck you talking about. I don't really trust your judgment because you've been such a bitch to me most of my life. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? So I just discredit it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, but it's funny how life is like that though. It's crazy, bro. My mother warned me on so much shit in my life, and a lot of times because, like I said, because she was such an abrasive person to me and my brother. You know what I mean? I discredit the good shit that she was, that she would, give me. And later on, I had to admit, like, she was right. There was a few times she was right. A lot of times, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I felt like you was just being too hard on us. But, it is what it is. You got these different personality types. People are people. Just like, I found myself being hard on my kids, and then my kids probably look at me like I'm a bastard. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, maybe I carry on the same thing because that's how I was raised. Like, we don't cut no punches. Like, you're not just gonna be crazy, you know what I mean? You know, you're gonna do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it. I was well adjusted to a military life. When I joined the military, I was well adjusted, dude. Because, you know what I'm saying, that's how my mother was just like when she was on our ass, nigga. I'm like, listen, none of the drill sergeants, none of the insults, none of the yelling, none of that shit that drill sergeants did in basic. You know what I'm saying? My team leaders, like, listen, none of y'all done talk down to me as like my mama did. So if my mama, the one that raised me and supposedly loved me, you know what I'm saying, you know, but she gave out that fire, bro. Like, you can't hurt my feelings like that. You know what I'm saying? It toughened me up, but it's crazy that it wasn't my father because my father passed. It wasn't my father that did that. It was my mother that did that. She was one of those tough love type of people, but it so happened to be it came through my mom. It didn't come through my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe in interracial relationship, Dibby?
Not now, dog. I don't. Like I believe like now I don't. Like I used to. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go.
Well, no, I said that was she was drawn from. Because where I grew up, everybody was dating everybody, and you see the hue in my skin, and I know it comes from my father's side, which is the DR, which is the result of nothing but interracial. I mean, that's Latin America. That's the birth of it, especially in DR. You know, so what do you believe is the biggest hang up for me dating a German woman?
I mean, personally, like that's for just me. Like, listen, I fuck with a white girl. You know what I'm saying? But like, I have this thing. I'm not, like, I don't look at interracial relationships like
Ronan, like, wait, what?
like
no, he already
said
he did it. He already said he did it in high school. That's why I'm like,
right? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
no. I thought it was. I'm talking about now.
Now, no. I mean, even now.
Why the shift?
I'm a polygamist, so like it doesn't like I don't believe in being with one woman. So like, you know what I mean? But here I'm straight up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows this about me. I'm open about it. You know what I'm saying? Go check me out on Jackson Cooper. I've been interviewed on BMT on International Passport.
Hold on, slow down. Hold on. Put that shit in the private chat, man, so I can check it out, man. Because you know,
for sure.
That's what I'm trying to go to Africa, man. This live supposed to be the continuation of talking about Africa. You know, I want to pique your damn brain, but y'all guys went down the whole damn road to talk about goddamn.
I did not go down that rabbit hole. I was pulled down
y'all
that
too.
rabbit hole.
Both y'all.
I was pulled down that rabbit hole.
Hey, HB, I stopped.
What happened? What's wrong? What did I say something wrong?
I haven't talked in over 30 minutes, man. I ain't said a word.
Yeah, he hasn't. Ronan, get quiet.
All right, hold up.
But HB, did I say something wrong? HB, you saying I shouldn't talk about this topic or not?
No,
I'm sorry.
He just the topics of his
show. He wanted to pick your brain about Africa.
Well, that's part of it. Polygamy is part of it.
Yeah, let's just start doing
part of Africa.
Let's go back to that part.
Let's start. Go ahead. Chop it up.
We was talking about early on. Y'all was talking about the global powers and all that shit, and the military shit and all that shit. Yeah, that's what happened. I don't think you was in, or you probably caught that part of the live, but that's what he was talking about earlier, bro. Though. Yeah. But we 3 hours deep in. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to.
Yeah.
You ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready to end it? Y'all ready to close?
My girl my girl went to the beach this weekend and just photo dumped the shit out of me. That's why I've been quiet. I've been looking at all the goddamn photos.
Look at all the pictures, huh?
Yeah. I give us about 30 more minutes, man. But yeah, man, I just want to pick your brain, especially because I'm trying to hit one of these African countries up, man.
Hey, man, Kenya,
multiple wives, bro.
Yeah, bro. Kenya's the place to do it, bro. I'm gonna be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like Kenya is the place. They're the most adaptable that I've been to. Now, mind you, I've only been to South Africa and I've only been to Kenya, like in any like long term, or extended type of stay. So when I met my second wife, in freaking off of Facebook. That's funny because I gave you shit, Ronan, about meeting a bitch on Facebook, but but yeah, yeah, that's his girl. That's Ronan's girl in the Philippines. he's putting it up on the camera, or have we? A lot of cats was giving them problems talking about she's AI or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, but that's funny enough. I met my second wife back when, remember when you used to poke people? You could poke people or whatever. She poked me, and I thought I recognized her. I thought she was part of the Muslim community that I was in. Come to find out, she wasn't. She was living in Johannesburg. This was back in 2010. I was on the deployment. Freaking, anyways. Yeah. So I've been to South Africa. I've been to Kenya. But from both of those experiences, I can tell you that Kenya is, in my opinion, the most okay with men being in extramarital relationships, whether it be straight up polygamy or whether it be like, okay, I'm gonna be a side chick to your main chick, or I'm the main chick and you can have side chicks. That has been my experience, you know. And yeah, bro. It's like it's very plausible to happen, man. You know, chicks are down. You know what I'm saying? Chicks are down.
So,
whether it's short term fun or long term fun, bro. Like, you know what I mean, a long term thing. They are very accultured to that because it's part of their culture. Because prior to colonialism, you know, men in Kenya had multiple wives. So like, you know, even in the interview that I did on Jackson Cooper's channel, you know what I'm saying, I was there with two of the women that I deal with in Kenya, and they were explaining like, yo, like, you know, this is kind of common in our, you know, it's not as much done officially now, but like their grandparents, things of that nature, you know what I mean? And these aren't Muslims, these are Christian women, you know what I'm saying? So, or, you know, women that identify with, you know, being Christian or whatever. So, as you know, a lot of times it's like, oh, well, you're Muslim, only the Muslim community does that. So in a lot of places, like for instance in South Africa, the Zulus do it as well. So, you know what I'm saying? There's in Africa in general, there is a culture, either historical or even in the present, of men being with multiple women. So it's not such a shock, or like, you know, like how you would be here in the States. You tell a girl like, yo, I want to have another girl, you know what I mean? You know, most of the time, I mean, you know, most of the time they're going to be completely turned off by that, reject you, you know, not even, you know, willing to have that conversation. Whereas what I found in Kenya specifically, in general, and Africa in general, they are much accepting and willing to have that conversation and go along with it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the best I can, you know, give in a little synopsis.
Yeah, for sure, man. Because I'm trying to figure it out, man. Because you know, my first trip to Africa is gonna be South Africa, so I don't have time to go to these other countries, man.
Yeah, got it. Yeah. I would think Durban would probably be our best bet, man, because that's where the Zulus are located. That's, you know, what's that? Quasi something Natal, I think. I forgot, but the Zulus are located in Durban.
Yeah, I already got my trip planned out already. Everything's
you already got your plan. Okay,
so,
got it.
So I'm gonna be in Joburg, Durban, and Cape Town. So
you're doing all three, the major three.
Hell yeah, man! I got to check it out, see what to do, man. I got to get my feel for each spot. I got some shit lined up, man. It's crazy. Well, I got some, man. This girl is off the chain, bro. Like, man, look, man. Yeah. I'm telling you, man. I never had a woman tell me you could do anything you want to me. I mean, anything. And I'm not gonna say no. I don't care. She said, no matter what you say, you can do it to me. I was like, man, why the fuck? I said, why the fuck I'm here in the damn US, man?
I've asked that, man. I found myself on dates asking that question while on a date in real time.
Yeah.
And I've dated, and I've had this conversation in my head while on dates in states where brothers do very well. Okay. You want to have a conversation about states where brothers do very well? That's another show. That's a long conversation. I already talked about that. HB, you actually you saw me mention that stuff though. But yeah, you know, the States is just not good, especially for black men. We it's not good for us, man. It's not healthy. I mean, if you put a blanket across and we sitting on a spaceship and we had to choose a country, the United States won't be one of them. Yeah. Unless you're talking about business and making money. Yeah, everyone knows you can get rich quick in the United States. I mean, that's a given. Yeah. Make your money States. That's what Passport Brothers do. Make your money in the U.S. Get American money. Make American money. But of course, you can start businesses in other countries, and in Africa is a good place to start a lot of businesses, but not all of Africa. A lot of parts of Africa, not. A lot of bad news.
Yeah.
So even if you did, like, you know, I was looking into it, you know, I would never, like, if I did start a business in Africa, or that was my goal, you know what I'm saying, it would just be to, like, you know, maybe employ the people around me, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, future wives or kids, you know what I'm saying, not like I'm, like, you know, looking to, like, yeah, I'm about to, you know, make a conglomerate out of this, I'm about to go big, or, you know what I'm saying, it's just more so like, you know, I have something to, you know, maybe pay the bills, and that, and, you know, because the money that they earn isn't, you couldn't translate that money from Africa into the U.S. and try to do something. Yeah, you can do the other way around, but not vice versa.
Yeah, so yeah, man, the girl I'm talking to, man, she just started like a little skincare business over there, and I think she got 2 other partners, and you know, once I get over, I need to test the product out, you know what I'm saying, see, because they got like different little, you know, little products and stuff, but I got to go over there and test it out and stuff and see how that shit goes, because if it's like a viable product, man,
be careful, they might have skin lightening chemicals in that shit. I'm just saying.
No, it's all natural. It's lotion. It's all natural shit. She was telling me.
It's all natural shit that'll change your skin tone too.
They don't really do that in Johannesburg.
No. It's not. It's
yeah,
not
they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They do fucking like lightness. Yes, they do.
I seen a video of some chicks that was like,
That's all in Africa, bro.
What I'm saying,
but it's not like India. Well, I know parts of Africa. I know, sorry, Ghana, but yeah, you got that problem there.
Yeah, bleaching. But see, this product is not skin bleaching product. This is natural, just like lotions and all kind of type of shit. But if it's a viable product, I might think about, you know what I'm saying, investing into that shit. But I told her I need to goddamn, you know, kick with her first, get the vibe, and then, you know what I'm saying, took a look at her books, because they say they're doing everything by hand right now, but they say they're trying to buy this machine.
HB, you turning from a pimp to a simp, bro.
Man, you're not listening to what I'm saying.
You're simping a little bit.
Damn, you living up to that name, ain't you?
You know what? You know what? I'm looking down so I can listen. Believe me, I'm listening. I'm listening more than I'm looking.
I'm looking at a business opportunity, man. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to climb, but I'm looking at a business opportunity.
I'm not climbing.
Rona, you got a sword up under your desk?
Who is that?
A double edge? Rona, you got a double-edged sword under your desk, man?
No, I'm just going through pictures.
Okay, I was just asking because
I'm listening. I'm listening. Yeah,
he's looking at them. He looking at them damn generator. Damn.
Hey, by the way, HB, I'm swiping. I got a lifetime membership with Bumble. I'm swiping in Johannesburg right now.
Hey, me too.
I'll show y'all.
I got a lifetime membership too.
Yeah, it's expensive.
A lifetime membership,
but
like $200. They had it on sale for like $179 one time, but I missed that sale.
God damn, that's what they selling it for.
When you swipe in Johannesburg, you don't get good ones. Not like Kenya. When you swipe in Kenya, they all jumping on Bumble. Kenya loves Bumble. It's probably the best swiping in Africa, really. I mean, honestly, except Morocco.
I don't like Bumble, bro. I don't like Bumble.
I do. I love Bumble.
You do? I don't like it, man, because these bitches be like, they really be snooty, dog, on no matter what continent it on.
What do you mean snooty? What?
Yeah, Bumble is kind of snooty, dog. Yeah,
man. What do you mean?
Okay, so it was kind of it was what Rob was talking about earlier. Like when you match a bitch on Bumble, you know what I'm saying? First, you got to wait for the chick to match you. In fact, the CEO of Bumble. The CEO of Bumble is thinking like we need to probably change that because you know what I'm saying. They literally the CEO of Bumble was talking about changing it.
But she got rich off that. I like it. But JB, I like snobby stuck up women.
Okay,
that's what I told him. I like bougie shit. I like bougie shit too.
You don't remember me saying that? I like bougie women. That.
Yeah, but here,
you know, like I like that.
So, but not so much that I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? That's not the real issue. the real issue is, you know what I'm saying, what Rob was talking about is like, you know, okay, I'm trying to get.
Pause for a second. Pause.
Uh-oh.
Pause for a second. Yeah, that shit. Yeah, it was like he lost. I didn't hear him.
What happened? Yeah,
Yo, you back?
It was. Oh, she too skinny.
You back?
She cute, but
can y'all? Is it just me? I can't hear.
Yeah,
I know.
I don't see anything wrong with that. To me,
no. Let me see if I get another shot.
I can't hear it. Hey, JBL, you talking? Is JBL talking? Y'all hear him? I can't hear him.
Yeah, I'm moving, man. I'm about to go to the store and re-up.
Okay.
Listen.
But yeah, but what I was saying, my main issue was the same that Rob has. Is like, you know, if I'm on Bumble, when you're trying to like get the phone number, you know, to move it to WhatsApps, because I don't really want to stay on Bumble texting and blah blah blah. I want to be able to, you know, video chat, blah blah blah. You know, do everything on WhatsApp. And a lot of times, I
don't have that problem with Bumble. I guess it's where you swipe. Honestly.
Hey, look, I don't have a problem with Bumble in these African
me
countries because, man, they look like I don't have to swipe. They match me first and they message me first because I just go through and see who I like, and then they, you know what I'm saying, they message me first. So
right, and honestly, HB, to me that seems like the ball's in your court. Where, and I want to say balls in your court. Yeah, balls in your court, which means you know she has interest. And as men, especially chivalrous men, or I want to say chivalrous, say decent men, allows us to relax. And our communication is more pure and better. And it was way easier to build chemistry when a woman is coming over to you. Or if you know you got to go over there and kick game, and she's like, okay, the ball's in her court. Now she can be the ditzy. And the kind of women I like, when they feel that, it is so hard, it's almost not even worth it, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be monkey double backflips. I don't like that. I'm too, you get out of your element. I'm too cool for that. You can't pop your collar and be jumping. Like, how you going to do that? You can't do that at the same time. But when Bumble does that and you get a bunch of list of girls, that means they're all interested in you anyway. Now all you got to do is just say, hey, what's going on? I like what you said about that. Yeah, that's cool. You know what, man? Yeah, you know. Right. You know, I like this, you know, blah, blah. What's that thing in the background? Okay, that look crazy. Nice and smooth. HB, you know what I'm talking about. I like that. That's how men should be. That's how it should be. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it is for men in Brazil, Colombia. A lot of these places that we talk about, the men who get women, that's how easy it is for them. They could just, you know, I like you. You know, you come with me. You're my girl now. And it's the kind of women that we be like, oh my God. And these women, these dudes out here be like, yeah, I got her. Yeah, that's her friend. We do it together. Whatever.
Man,
Darnell,
hell, man, you sitting on your damn basement jacking off, man. I ain't got time for that.
Jesus Christ.
What happened?
Yo, why you say that, bro? Leave that brother alone.
So Bumble must be desperate. What do you say? $200 for a
come on, man.
All this stuff. Listen, man.
Hey, man, I'm not paying no $200 for no dating app. Y'all motherfuckers crazy.
But hold on, listen. Sometimes when you pipeline, if you travel a lot, you go to different countries, and if pipelining is your route, paying $30 just for 1 month to pregame, that shit adds up. So you might as well just get damn lifetime and be got that. You don't have to worry about, because that shit in the long run, if you traveling like that and you pipelining, that shit can add up. So the $200 actually kind of cheap, man.
Yeah, that makes economic sense. I feel you, because that's what I do. I do Tinder Gold, you know what I mean? And like you said, it's $30 a month or what have you. And I just recently, you know, just because I'm not over in Kenya anymore, so I don't need that shit in the States. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't improve my situation here in the States. So I canceled it. But you're right. You know, it does make more economic sense just to pay that, you know, 200. Because now, you know, it's less. What's 200 divided by 12? 20 something? Maybe, I don't know. But it's definitely less than $30. It's less than $30 a month.
He said, come make
y'all ain't selling me for shit. I ain't sold. I'm not buying that shit.
Darnell Elliott, Never talk trash on the internet or dare nobody. That's the dumbest thing you can do, my dude.
Darnell.
It's just,
man.
It has nothing to do with whether someone could beat you or not. It's just dumb. Go figure out why.
Man, Darnell is cool, man. Darnell, look, nobody worry about Darnell. Darnell is a chain smoker. Darnell runs. If he take 2 steps, he's out of breath. So nobody worry about Darnell, man.
I fought a big dude like that, man. He was way big, but he could tire out easy. When I figured that out, he hit me like because I went for like a little duck shot. It was like after the club. I would talk to a girl that he liked, and I went for a duck shot because I thought he swung so, and he popped me like right here, and it was like my shoulder felt like it was out of place the whole time. But then he was like, I was like, oh, I'm messing you up. I was just dipping in and out, boom, tagging. His whole face was tore up, man. People were laughing at him because he was way bigger than me, way bigger. And that was when I was benching almost 427 pounds, bro. So yeah. And I was weighing like 186 benching that. So I was like, pat, pat.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Uncle Guns is just like me. This is what I do. I don't fuck around with those apps, man. I'm old school. If my mouthpiece can't do it as I'm walking through the town or walking into a hotel or whatever, I can't do that, bro. No,
Roland, let me explain.
Not paying for no app.
Roland, let me explain. Bro,
I can pregame on Facebook. I can pregame on IG. I can pregame on stuff that I don't have to pay for.
Man, you're not.
All right, HB, let me explain. Roland, let me explain. Go ahead.
Go ahead, James. Go ahead. Break it down for me. But
now, HB want to do it. It's his show. It's his show. Let him do it. Let him cook. Go ahead, HB.
Okay, HB, you break it down for me then. Come on, brother.
No, he said you gonna. I was gonna break down. I was gonna break nothing down. You said you're gonna break it down. I was just saying.
Yeah, I do. I got it.
I just said the options on Facebook.
Go ahead. Come on, James.
If chicks are all on a dating site, you feel me?
Hey, here, James.
All right.
Here.
So
let me wait, James. Let me wipe your head real quick. Come
here.
Got me.
Okay.
Got me that big shine. You see that shine? I'm glistering. I'm glistering.
Yes,
too much.
it's a little bright. It's a little bright. I might need to turn
the
light
Look at
down.
that glisten. He's stupid.
Yeah, I'm getting too much light on my face.
Look what I can do on Bumble. Look what I can do on Bumble, right? I can go anywhere in the world and plot that little thing, and I can look at a plethora of girls. Not only that, I can just sit my little pin there and just sit back, and by morning, all those women in that country have swiped on me. And I can communicate with all of them at no more cost. Anywhere in the world, I can go somewhere, like say he's going somewhere in 2 months. Plop your little pin there and just let it work all by itself. Next thing you know, you hit the little heart. You see like 15, 40, or 50 like I saw in Kenya. I had forgotten that I left in Kenya.
Or Facebook?
Hold up, Ronan. Hold up, Ronan.
Okay.
So many of them were gorgeous, but I wasn't going to Kenya. So I felt like I was slighting on women like that, and they don't like that. They don't like that, by the way. Don't if you're not planning to go in there, but you can play around a little bit if you're not going to go there for a while. But anyway, look at all that playing I can do, and I can communicate with a lot of women. And a lot of the women that are on Bumble are not trying to holler at nobody on these websites. Their families are on those on IG. They don't want to holler at nobody. They don't want to communicate like that. They don't like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them. I didn't say all of them. I said a lot of them. Okay.
I get that their family's on IG, but how is their family going to know that they're actually talking to you? And
they don't look at it like. I understand that, but they don't look at it like that. That's why a lot of good women, I say good women, the ones who make good partners, hold up, the make good partners say it. And they've told me many times they don't like to play on their IG and Facebook. Why? Because you can see who their friends are. You can see who their other people are. You can see their lives on their page, and they don't really know.
If you want an honest girl, wouldn't you want to be able to see that? For honest girl, wouldn't you want to see that?
Say
what? For an honest girl, wouldn't? For an honest girl,
they don't want you to see that. Yeah, they don't want you to see that. That's what I'm saying.
You would have to question. You would have to question why. Why wouldn't they want?
Well, yeah, that's a conversation. I understand that, Rona, but that's a conversation for you and that girl. What I'm talking about is you're not going to be allowed to even have that conversation because they're not going to let you in. You understand what I'm saying? You get a lot of them when you are on these websites, and like I said, I'm not saying Bumble is, but I got to tell you, man, there'd be some gorgeous women on Bumble. that I match up with. In all of these countries, matching and messaging at an unlimited rate. And I can even you got to call Bumble, the administrative office, if you want to delete your thing and start all over. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people want to do that because once you swipe on someone, you don't necessarily get to swipe, go back and find them again. So if you feel that you swiped so much and you got better pictures or your status is a little better and you think you might match better with these girls you didn't get swiped on, you can refresh your whole thing. You can really start over. And if you got a lifetime membership, you can reconnect with it and start back over. HB, I don't know if you know about that. You could do that. But it takes a little work. But yeah, it's better. You know what I'm saying? I've hollered at girls on IG, and I got to tell you, it's a lot of footwork. There's a lot of footwork.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want people seeing all my, you know, they can see me. They can see my moms. They can see my cousin, my little cousins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All that.
Yeah.
I don't want you to see all that.
I know on Tinder they have a feature where like for instance, you can have other numbers not be able to see you. So like, let's say, you know, you got another chick, a wife or a girlfriend, and you know you don't want your wife's friend to match you on,
go ahead.
Tinder.
All right. I thought he went out again.
Huh? I'm sorry.
No, you good. I thought you went out again. Go ahead.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
I am moving, so that might happen. Like I said, I went to the store. So what I was saying, a feature on Tinder, you can have it to where like certain associates, you can have them blocked. So like I said, if you have a wife or a girlfriend, and you know you don't want to get caught up, right? Like, oh, you know, your girl, you know, your wife's girl see you on. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You could they won't be able to see you. You know what I mean? Whereas with IG, Facebook, that's people probe. I mean, you can do that in Facebook, and I'm assuming you might be able to do that in Instagram to where, you know, your friends aren't available. But, you know, I mean, I think it's more likely to happen on those platforms versus the ones that we're talking about, Bumble and Tinder or what have you. You know, and it also is too, like when you talk about meeting somebody brand new, it just gives you, you know, it's a force multiplier, man. You know what I'm saying? It's no different than a freaking, you know, a 50 cal or a field artillery. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a force multiplier. You're able to spread, you know, more ground over a short period of time. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I find it valuable.
It's just a tool. It's just another tool you can use. What's wrong with having another tool in your toolbox? You know what I'm saying? You can still go be boots on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Holler at chicks and all that shit. But you know what I'm saying? Why not have an extra tool in your pocket that you can utilize?
Yeah, why not have air support? Yeah, we can go and do. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a straight question.
Because I'm dropping D off of these bras too, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. What do you think the difference is hollering at a girl on Instagram or Facebook as opposed to hollering at a girl on Bumble? What do you think the difference is from your perspective?
This question is directed at me or directed at Ronan?
Ronan.
At me. Hold on.
Okay.
He's over there.
You working on
ask that question one more time. No, I'm going back and forth with my girl.
Yeah, you was building your profile on Bumble. Oh, my bad. No, you straight. What is the difference between hollering at a girl on Facebook or Instagram as opposed to hollering at a girl on Bumble?
For the exact opposite reasons of what you said. I want to be able to see the background of the chick I'm talking to. And if she's got a problem with that, I don't need to talk to her. Okay. Because I'm divulging my background. I'm allowing her to see pictures that I maybe posted, my ideas of my thought process, who I am as a human being, because those social media sites that you're talking about are so impersonal, you don't really get the feel of the person that you're dealing with. You're getting a fantasy feel of the pictures they choose to pitch, not an overall mental look at who you're dealing with.
Right. And you think you're going to get a really good idea of who the woman is by looking at her Instagram page?
If you look at the sarcasm behind a woman and some of the things they post and what their mentality is by things they write or post, yes, I can get a better idea without having one conversation.
I have an ex on Instagram, and I got to tell you, I had to call the cops on this woman many times. She is one of those exes. And I had a few hiding in the bushes type. All right. You look at her Instagram page, you would think she's a really sweet and good girl.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you would like her. She's very attractive.
Talking.
She's got a nice
first
body.
Layer is talking. Listen, first layer is talking, judging the overall, not just the pictures, but other things that she posts on there. Second as a layer is having a conversation, several conversations, and picking her brain.
All right. So in this
third layer is the date.
Okay. So in your instance, you would get food all the way up until you talk to the girl, based on my ex.
No,
you would, because there would be nothing else for you to go on but her pictures and her posts, right?
No,
because that's the first layer.
She would need to have a video conversation with me before I would even believe she was
right.
real.
That's fair. Okay, that's fair. She would have the video. So that's the second layer, though, right? Right?
Yeah.
That's the second layer.
First layer. Listen, first thing is you got to be physically attracted to her. There has to be something about her that causes your interest. Now, once you're interested and she responds back to you, now before I can even start to even invest some time in you, I need to make sure you're real. You're not being catfished. Right?
Right.
So I need to see some video evidence and a live conversation.
Okay.
Not a video.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
So my statement still stands. You'll be fooled up until you do a video conversation with her. Because like I said, my ex's, her page that I've seen, and I had to block her. Okay. Because she was actually trying to go after my family and asking about me and my cousins. She was doing that. And I had to block her. Oh, and I had to block her. She is a psycho and she is dangerous. Her photos, her post, her pictures, her little cooking videos. She has videos, so you won't need to see if she's catfish. She has videos. She's a very attractive woman. Her eyes and her lips alone will pull you in. And she does cooking videos, and she's starting to do try-on. She tries on like gym stuff and stuff like that. Okay. She has about 120,000 followers.
Who's hate felon this? Is that you, HB?
Yeah, we got 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. My bad. Yeah. So you will be fooled by that. So based on what you're saying, you just went through the same route as Bumble, because Bumble has video chat. You can go right to the video chat very soon. Message here, message there, video chat. Or you could just, as soon as you connect with them, you can hit video chat before you even speak to them and say, "What's up?" Me and HB can do that, no cost. If you match with us, boom,
it is a cost. You just said you pay $200.
Yeah, but that's access. It. But yeah, right. So that's to get there, because you're having a much higher number of women right on Facebook and Instagram. You have to search them out. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Is Bumble pre-screening these chicks at any point in time for you to have access to them? Is there any kind of pre-screening that goes along with these?
I don't
think there's a verified, right? I know Tinder has a
verification of ID, meaning they need to have some kind of live photo beside for just a picture, saying that's really the person.
You can screen them.
You know what I'm saying? So you're not being catfished, because people steal pictures all the time nowadays.
Right. You know? They do have that on Bumble, and you can actually verify that. You say verified account. It's right up under their the search engine to say, I want a girl who's this age, this height, this religion, and all that stuff. You can screen them all the way out and then say only verified, and those are the ones that don't match up with you. If they don't have that, they can't even find you. They can't even see you.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Still not interested to spend $200 to do that.
Hey man,
just not.
Hey,
that's
it has been an amazing. It's been an amazing tool for me, man, to get where
yeah. Hey, if it works for y'all, that's great. I'm happy for y'all. Y'all are getting your money's worth. What did they say? Return on investment, correct?
I want to wait.
Nothing's worth unless you get a return on investment.
Man, Facebook is so slow trying to communicate with people, man. You know what I'm saying?
Facebook and IG. Yeah, it's not. For me, it's not efficient. It's not efficient.
Listen.
It's not efficient at all.
I get it. And I've been on some dating sites, or what you would call communication sites. every time I get on them things, man, I get barraged within the first hour that it makes me fucking sick. You know, I mean, I get dumped on 200-300 fucking
Hey, Ronan,
hits.
can I ask you a quick question? What city did you search in where you got the most matches?
I didn't have to do anything. I just put my picture up, my information, and I got dumped on.
Where were you searching where you got the most matches?
I never did a search. That's what I'm saying. All I did was I just started my profile. I put a couple pictures up. I gave them my information, and then I got away from
Afro Introductions does that a lot. Afro Introductions does that.
Okay, so when you create your profile, you tell it where you are, so it'll only search where you are. So you're saying that you got a crazy amount of matches in your city where you live. You didn't try to search anywhere else, right?
What app are you talking about?
Yeah. Okay.
I don't even remember the name anymore. It was a couple years back.
Oh, okay.
And I just got so fed up with it. I didn't even want to keep on doing it because it was taking up my time.
Yeah, I know like the company that does Afro Introductions, the Cupid one. I don't know how real a lot of those freaking, because like I can at least say that what he's saying is true in dealing with the Cupid type websites or matching sites or what have you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I get even to this day, I get a lot of them because that, they bombard you. So that's because they want to entice you to sign for the paid tier so you can respond back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
it's 50-50, man, with the chicks on here, man. Like a lot of girls, man, like, you know what I'm saying? Like some of them, they don't want a video chat. That's how I know they on some scammy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
but it's kind of 50-50 on those type of sites like Cupid.
Yeah.
You got a video chat with me.
Yeah,
that's the first thing I go into. I ain't gonna spend too many conversations back and forth. I'm like, yo, I need to verify who you is. You know what I'm saying?
So I know I was borging out earlier. I don't know if
do it. They don't want to turn on the light. They got some bullshit. Like they doing some trickery and shit. I'm like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, you gotten that call too, where they're in the middle of the fucking dark and can barely see their eyes, and they're talking about there's something wrong with my phone.
yeah, stupid shit like that.
Yeah,
man.
right. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
something wrong with your phone.
I don't know if you guys heard me from earlier because I was traveling back and forth. I'm back to a stationary area. But yeah, one of the things that I said I did not like Bumble was the fact that a lot of the women on there, when you try to, get them to go to WhatsApp or what have you, you know what I mean? Some of them, they're more prone than I found in Tinder to resist. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, I really don't. I'd rather talk here. That type of shit. And whenever that happens, I don't even say anything. I just unmatch. You know what I'm saying? Because I
don't like Tinder at all.
So you don't like Tinder? You don't like Tinder?
I don't like Tinder.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, okay. I mean, I like Tinder more than Bumble. I'm not.
Tinder, a whole bunch of pros on Tinder, man.
They are. I agree with you. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely they are. You know what I mean? But you use mitigating measures. Well, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Really like we learned. Well, I don't know how y'all do it in the Marines, but in the Army, you know what I'm saying, you're doing a risk mitigation chart. You know what I'm saying? You have a dangerous activity, then you have these mitigation actions, and then it reduces the risk. So you go through that thing, you know what I'm saying? Like with the things that you guys were talking about.
When you reach E6, you have to do that training to be able to conduct that kind of research anyway.
Right. I'm saying I know y'all Marines. You know what I'm saying? I don't. You know what I mean?
I'm
Navy.
He's Marines, but you have to learn how to do that. You have to do the risk assessment.
Right, risk assessment. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So again, So you guys, you know what I mean, and we all been talking about these mitigation actions that you have to, you know what I'm saying, in doing so. It's like, listen, okay, all right, give me your phone number. Let's do a video chat. You know what I'm saying? That's how you weed out all that bullshit. You know what I mean? Bitches that's not talking about that, fuck them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
On to the next.
Yeah, but yeah, man. I'm about to shut it down, man. Y'all guys get y'all last words there, man. Starting with Ronan. Ronan, we're gonna go around, then James, and then JBL, man. We'll close it out.
Hey, as always, HB, I appreciate you allowing me to come up on the panel and give a little wisdom from what I've experienced in my life. I wish you all the best in Africa, because I know that's what the original conversation was supposed to be about. But we got off into the reparations and all these other things, bank cards and this, that, and the other, and Bumble
politics, geopolitics.
But yeah, I mean,
presidential
talk about
politics.
Yes, my goodness, the amount of topics that have been migrated and 2 different lives at that. It started off on the No Excuses channel. Yeah. And we 3 hours in after 5 hours with him. Come on now.
Hey,
you know
man.
What I'm saying? But it's all good, man. I appreciate you, brother. All love. Take care of your family. Gentlemen, I appreciate y'all. Do what you do. Stay safe out there. Amen. I'm out.
All right, bro.
All right, Ronnie. Okay, so it's on me. HB.
Yeah.
James.
Yeah.
All right, man. I'm gonna keep it real short. I'm gonna keep it real short, man. Thanks for HB for opening up this live, man. I've had a great time talking to the brothers, man. Especially military cats, bro. No matter what service you in, it's a brotherhood. I know it's even more of a brotherhood inside your service group, but you know what I'm saying? Like this is always, that's what I love this, man. And it's hard to explain to people who aren't in it. It's hard to explain, you got a Marine, a Navy guy, Air Force, you know what I'm saying? I really haven't met too many Coast Guard people, but you know what I'm saying? But nonetheless,
yeah, for real.
You know what I mean? I really haven't, but nonetheless, you know what I'm saying? You got those, you got that experience no matter old. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like Ronan is older than me. Yeah, he was in the in the Marines, was he in the Marines back in the 80s and shit. I was in the late 90s up until the 2000s. You know what I mean? Bro, it's a shared brotherhood, man. Like nothing whatsoever I've ever participated in. You know what I'm saying? Even with within racial group, bro. Like the shit goes beyond that. I don't know, man. I love y'all, bro. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for your service. Y'all have a good one, man. I love. Hey, I'm HB. What's your channel, bro? So I can make sure I follow and subscribe to it. James, what's your channel so I can make sure I subscribe and follow it?
My channel is
HB Go Global. It's right up under my name, man.
Okay, that's it. That's the name of your channel. Okay, brother.
Mine is Chase Holiday 59.
You said Chase Holiday?
Chase Holiday 59.
Jace. Okay.
Chase, literally like the word Chase. CHACE.
No, that's what I first said was Chase. So Chase Holiday.
Yeah, Chase Holiday
59. Okay, got it. Okay, man. Love y'all. Love y'all. My military members, bro. You know what I'm saying? My brothers in arms, and my black brothers, period. You know what I'm saying? Love y'all, man. Y'all have a good one. Good night.
All right, man. Take it easy, bro. Hey, come up anytime. Yes, sir.
Yes,
absolutely,
sir.
man. Appreciate you coming on, JBL, man. It's good to chop it up with you.
Likewise.
Yeah, I'm not finished with the damn Africa conversation too, man.
I know, right? I want to hear a lot more about Africa, man. I can't wait to hear what you say when you come back from Johannesburg, man. Man, we don't have a lot of dudes preaching out there,
I'm gonna have that footage for y'all, man. I'm definitely gonna have that footage for y'all.
Yeah, that's what we need. You know what I'm saying? And and we know you're gonna do the good footage, and not do no booty chasing footage. You're gonna get that good stuff, man. That's what we want. We want to see that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to hit all aspects of it, man. Go to the beach, man. Do some culture stuff. I'm gonna try to get all that in for everybody. Nightlife, try to cover everything. So
and don't do like so many dudes. When you see they got video footage of the DR, they got a dude sitting outside the club filming what's going in there.
No,
don't go in the club, man. I can't stand when they do that. I want to see what it's like on the inside.
Yeah, I don't think they allow them to record in there, which is kind of weird. But
you can. You can. Some of them no. You're right. Some of them no, but a lot of them you can, because I've seen footage on the inside, especially if you're in a VIP. You whip out your phone and they're not gonna bother you if you're a VIP. But if you're just sitting there like this, yeah, they coming for you.
Yeah.
But if you just pop it out, do a little something, put it back, a little something, put it back, because you don't need a lot of footage. You only need like 2-3 minutes of footage. Boom, pace, that's it. That's all we need. That'll give you an idea of what the vibe is in a nightclub, how people are dressing, how people are moving, All the girls surrounding the VIP and ignoring the dudes, all the dudes standing around looking like idiots. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the footage, man. I'm gonna get all the good footage, man.
That's dope.
I'm gonna have a little section. I'm gonna have chicks twerking and everything, man. I'm turning up for y'all guys.
Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, man, that's what we need. And we've seen plenty of footage in Thailand, man, throwing people off, making people think a certain thing. It's like, nope, there's a bunch of working girls in 808.
Yeah, wow.
But nah, thanks for letting me come on and chop it up, man. It's always good to do it. You get up with my brothers, man. I love coming on live and talking about all kinds of topics. But we do need to, get more insight about and have a conversation with brothers who went out there to these countries and did it the right way, got the right information, and we could all chop it up and learn. Get out your pens and pads and write this information down because it might save your life. I 100% believe in using a whole dating site and everything. You can meet these girls without and I understand what one was saying, but to all these matches constantly like that and exposing your whole life to all these girls, every single one, you don't know one of them is crazy, especially if you're doing that in Colombia. You don't want that. She already got connections to people that are close to you right off the bat. No. I'm very careful who I communicate with on Instagram and Facebook and all that other stuff. Here you just swipe. Connections, chop it up. Okay, let's do this and that and the third. Then you could do the video, bam, whatever. It's good. And we got the membership, which means we don't have to pay for none of that no more. And Bumble is the best website. Bumble is one of the best ones. Tinder is garbage. I'm sorry, man. Tinder is nothing but working girls. It just is. I mean, when I'm on it, that's all I see. After a while, I was like, yo, all right, I'm done. Not to mention that you get the least amount of connections, way less than Bumble. Way less. And there were, decent connections on Bumble. I really don't see a lot of fake connections on Bumble, fake pages, except women who are
Damn, bro, you froze up. Man, you froze out, man. Let me check live, man. I think you froze out, bro.
No, it's all right. I'm gonna close it out with this. After this, when I'm doing right now, I'm in Thailand right now. I'm about to be in the Philippines for a month. After that, I'm going to Turkey. Am I froze right now?
Yeah, you good now. You back now.
Okay. Going to Philippines. I'm going for about a month, and then I'm going to Turkey, get my hairline fixed, and after that, I'm going straight to Germany.
All right, for sure, man.
Talk about that. Absolutely.
Yes, indeed, man. Yeah, talk about us, man. Let us know how much that costs, man. Document that, man.
Absolutely. It's good. Yeah. You're gonna be happy to see the cost when you go from Thailand to the Philippines. And everybody needs to go to the Philippines if you're in Thailand. And if you're in the Philippines, you need to go to Thailand so you could tell the difference. Most likely, now what's going on, you're gonna end up staying in the Philippines over Thailand. However, there's a lot of islands. There's a lot of different parts of these countries that we're talking about, including Johannesburg. You got to see a lot of parts in order for you to say good, bad. And that's it. That's all I got for you, man.
All right, bro. Appreciate you coming up, man. Holler at you later, though.
All right. Peace out.
Yeah, man. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to these guys' channels, man. Salute to these guys for showing up, man. Keeping it lit for me. Said Ron Travis said it was Plenty of Fish app. Oh, that's what that app back in the day. But I hated that app, boy. That shit, man. It was the worst, bro. It was a whole bunch of bed wenches on that joint, man. It was horrible, dog. I didn't even like PF at all. But yeah, man, that was a pretty good live. We've been running for 3 hours and 47 minutes, man. I appreciate everybody showing up. The conversation kind of got off top. I really want to go back in on Africa because I got this Africa trip planned. Going to South Africa, hitting up 3 cities: Johannesburg, Cape Town, and Durban. And also, man, make sure y'all subscribe to all. I'm on all social medias. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, everything, anything social media wise, man. Cash apps, all things, everything is HB Going Global across all boards, man. And also, if y'all not a member, make sure y'all join the membership, man. That stuff like that contributes to helping me, maintain my Facebook, my YouTube channel, as far as like getting equipment, getting thumbnails done, helping me, support me on my travels and stuff, man. But make sure y'all check out the membership. I got different tiers, membership that I created. I got different badges for people who are members for a certain amount of times. You get a badge upgrade for participating for long periods of time. I appreciate y'all guys for tuning in. Thank you again. It's your boy HB Going Global.